Hello, everyone, and welcome to Midgard RPG. My name is Hiru, and we're here today with Titan's Heir, our DM Dave campaign set in the world of Omiria. And these are my players.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm playing Ziri, the Furbolg's Circle of the Stars druid.
Hi, I'm Sho. I'm playing Copper7119, the Hollowed Warforged, technically the automaton that gains its sentience.
Hi, I'm Zio. I play Ash. She is a half-elf and an Umbral Lurker warlock.
Hi there, I'm Nina. I'm playing Tan, who is a halfling fighter.
Shao, I'm playing Zunbrix, who is half elf, half halfling, who is a rogue who really wants to be a ranger.
Okay.
Or-
Sorry, I just got a response for one of my lore questions regarding this game in
Perfect.
All
timing.
right. Great. I like that.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Yes, thank you to our sponsor. Roll20 has been sponsoring us for over a year now, and they are a great virtual tabletop solution for all your virtual games. Be that because of COVID or because your friends are on the other side of the globe. And not only for 5th edition, though 5th edition certainly has the most games playing. They've got a lot of new systems, and they're adding new systems to the virtual tabletop every month. So yeah, check it out, including their newest one, which is Burn Bright, a system that they made themselves. It is a kind of like a hope punk futuristic setting where the universe is actually literally burning. Check it out. It's pretty cool. You can be a sentient mass of like nano chips, bots. I don't know what they are. And take any form you want.
Grey goo, love it.
Yeah, no, the seeing the because now there's a bit of like stuff on the marketplace for like tokens and things, and seeing artists' interpretations of that race is fascinating because you're just a like cloud of like uh blue black things, so you can take on whatever form you want. I've actually seen one with like a dress on. How they keep the dress floating in there is, I don't know. You can also be a snail or like some kind of non-vertebrate creature. They're really cute though. I love the art. So yeah, check it out, and thank you to Roll20 for our sponsors. The other announcement we have is that during August, it is Tabletop Appreciation Month for Extra Life, which is why we have decided to do our Extra Life campaigning this month. We are now at, I don't remember. I forgot to check, and there's no overlay on Titan's Heir.
Wow.
CO.
Karu, you are a brat.
Well, I'll have to fix that when we are on break then.
It's 550 raised so far.
You know, I was going to say 45, but apparently someone needed an extra reroll.
I don't know who that was.
Oh dear.
I don't know who that was, considering
Right.
Thursdays when a lot of the donations are made.
So yeah, for $5 you can gift any of these people. Am I even aiming at the wrong? I'm aiming at the wrong direction. These people, a reroll. So that's $5, and $10 you can give a treat to Earl. And if 5 donations are made to give Earl treats, we'll upgrade that to a tube of yummy paste, which I would show on stream, but then I'd have a screaming cat for the rest of the night. Because as soon as I grab those, he's like, mine?
That's why you wait until he's not in the rune, and then you just take a screenshot of it, so that when you want to show it off,
He
you
will
can just
hear
like,
the crinkling.
Oh god, yeah, no. He hears crinkling and he's like, "Oh my god, is it treat time?" So We once made the mistake of putting treats in Zio's room, and never
No, that
again.
was
It
the
wasn't
cat
treats. That
grass.
was cat grass.
Yeah, that was
it
the cat grass.
grass.
And Zio never.
Even after we moved it out of her room, he kept going to her room and looking up at where she had put the cat grass that one time to see if the cat grass was there.
Also, if you're interested, this is Earl.
Yeah, now he has access to Zio's room, so you get to see him on my screen and hers. And you can see her on hers better because mine is like right in my face and hers shows more.
I mean, that just means that he is also right in your face.
Yeah, it's true. Zio, you also muted yourself. I don't know what you said there.
I enjoy giving him scritches and trying to get him to roll off the bed.
Of course you do. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty funny when it happens.
It is pretty funny. He doesn't hurt himself. That bed is high enough that he rolls onto his feet before he falls to the ground.
Yep.
But still, the embarrassed mules.
Oh no, there's no noise. It's just I meant to do that, and he walks off like nothing happened.
He accidentally claimed it.
Yep.
It's a cat thing to do.
Cat thing. Yep.
All you hear is just thud and then smugness.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how, but you hear smugness.
Yep.
All right, I think that's all our announcements for now. So what do you guys recall from last session?
We made friends?
Yes, we led our new friends on a search to that monastery, thinking that, oh, we think the sword might be here. Along the way, getting to know them because we didn't want to just hand over the sword, like, oh, hey, you're here. Okay, here's a sword. We got to know them a little bit. They don't seem to be total jerks. And then we tried to pretend that we hadn't found the sword, but we had the sword, and Copper didn't really do a good sneaky sneak because the other team has a roguey rogue.
Listen, I'm
Um,
metal.
and yeah, so a metal versus an actual sneaky sneak person that didn't fare too well, and then and then Zen and Ash and Zeri sort of tried to pretend that we needed to go and patrol for stuff. And then the sneaky sneak one followed us, and then we had to tell him to like GTFO. And then we decided to well, we just can't the island's not hidden anymore. The Serpent Whisperers need to realize this. We're hopefully going to peacefully negotiate something so we can avoid a bloodbath. That's the goal. The goal is to avoid a bloodbath.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much. Even Earl agrees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting that one guy to just go away and just so we can have the talk we needed to have that was like a CR20 encounter by itself, it felt like.
I mean, honestly, at some point, Ash just got tired of it and it was like, no, I don't trust you. None of us trust you. You go back to your team. We go over here. Yes, we're discussing things. Fuck off.
And now you've got to do it again to get the rest of your party in on the
Yeah,
on
because
what you discussed.
we wanted to make sure
That's
to
right.
let Tan and Copper know before we did anything, so there's agreement with the whole group. So I'm not sure if maybe Ziri or Zen want to take the other two out for the next patrol, but honestly, at this point, just call it a freaking team talk.
Yeah.
But we want to keep a couple of them in there just for eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
And also, hey, if you lose track of the little one, he's probably following the other ones.
oh no, I have Blip watching that rogue. Blip is specifically watching the rogue. I'll stay at the camp and watch the other people, but Blip is keeping an eye on the rogue. Because none of them know Blip exists.
Yeah, that rogue is a sneaky sneak. Zen is a rogue who wants to, scouty scout.
Well, next time I go out, I've got something that hopefully will make sure we're not followed.
Interesting. All right,
Mhm.
so where did we end off? You guys.
They had
We were
just
heading
gotten
back.
from
Right.
patrol.
Yeah, and we're gonna ask Zen's gonna be like, yeah, we need to make sure we patrol the other way. So Tan, Copper, it's your turn.
Have fun. Ash is just gonna go and sit down.
I guess
Okay.
it's my night to do the extra patrol one. All right, let's go, y'all.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Craig?
Sure did.
Zen was like going to do it. Zen was taking Copper and Tan out.
I mean, the four of
Yay.
you could go. Because, again, I have
Yeah.
Blip with me to be an extra set of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And if they try and kill me, I'll just scream.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good thing that you guys came back and dragged Copper out, because he was probably interrogating the casters about how their magic works.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm curious.
We just do it.
You do it? Like, but what about preparation, studying? Or is it all just like, boom, in there? Or do you have somebody that you call magic?
We have some dragon blood in our family. And that dragon blood is magical. So, while we did have people teach us how to control the magic, most of it is just,
Just you?
yes,
Huh.
comes from that
Interesting.
draconic blood.
Neat. And then Copper's just gonna kind of tilt his head to the side and then let Zen drag him off. Because, yeah.
So we got to patrol the other way. So we'll go walk
The
in
other
the other
direction.
direction.
Yeah, we got that side. Now we're doing this side.
Okay.
When you guys leave, Yari's just like, he's got that like big scarf and he's just like, just the eyes and just like staring at you guys.
I'm just gonna let my head turn all the way around as I'm walking and stare right back at him.
Copper, that's creepy.
Turns head back around.
Creek. Once we're out of sight, I'm casting Pass Without Trace.
I mean,
Because I don't want this guy following us again.
good luck.
Yeah. Okay.
I can promise that I'll at least get a 13. No, yeah, 13. But that's as much as I can promise.
All right, you guys are sneaking off.
Still might be better than me. Yeah. Yep.
Shall we at least try stealth checks?
Yes.
This will be funny. I got better than the druid.
You have a better modifier than me.
But 10, right?
Plus
Yeah,
10, yeah.
Plus 10,
Yeah.
So I've got an
15.
18.
18, 15, 20, 24.
Well, Yari apparently is getting tired because I rolled a 10 in his perception, so he loses track of you guys.
Good.
He doesn't really make much of a try because he can tell that Ash is just staring at him.
I mean, also he's a halfling, right? So
Yes.
it's a little bit more difficult for him to see at night.
Yeah, no, he can't see much beyond the firelight.
I will point out, Ash isn't staring at him. Blip is watching him.
Well, for some reason, he feels watched.
Yeah, that's on him. It's called paranoia.
I mean, just wait until everybody's gone to sleep and Copper is just like sitting there inert, turned in his direction.
Okay, so once we get from a good spot. Okay, so we were talking, and considering that the island seems to be findable by anyone now, that perhaps we should tell them. Well, not well, tell them about that we know about the temple but that we need to do this carefully, and we're hoping to negotiate a peaceful resolution, so we can get access to the temple.
Oh,
And
so you want to try and make sure that they don't kill the other people, and the other people more likely won't kill them.
right,
hmm That's probably going to be difficult.
Right. Yes, but the issue is, they're the longer they stay here, the longer they're on this island, the longer they keep wandering around, they're going to find the Serpent Whisperers eventually, or the Serpent Whisperers are going to just get tired of them walking around on their own and bring them in themselves and basically do what they've done to us. Right now, they seem to be our best way out of here, and I'd like to not let that opportunity slip away, because who knows when another one will come along or be ready to go. So my thought is, we tell them, hey, we need to tell you everything that you need to know about this island, including there's this group of other people here that you need to know about, and they have they have their own ways, and we've been living with them, and if you go near them, there's gonna be problems. So
At least we don't have to worry about them not speaking Draconic. At least a couple of them likely do.
true. Yeah, communication would be a little easier for them up front. My fear is that the Serpent Whisperers are more of a threat to them than they would be to the Serpent Whisperers.
Yes, at least in numbers. We might want to suggest that the noble not go with them, at least for now.
Certainly.
Or if he does, that he has some way of not looking human. Dinzer.
Right.
Because,
Yeah, they might.
hey, new breeding stock.
Yeah, he'd be the one they take the
that's
most
it, right?
interest in.
Mm-hmm.
Tam thinking.
I mean, I think that would be fine. I feel like we should have a plan B in case things go south. Like, this is partially my character, partially me, just because I haven't been here as much. Is the ship that they came on still functioning?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And will it fit all of us?
Yes.
It
Okay.
looks big enough. It has a lot of cargo already.
Perfect. So
So
I
we
feel like
could.
we should be prepped to book it at least to the ship and like fly to another side of the island in case we're pursued if things go really bad.
That's fair.
Because I don't think we can fight everybody.
I don't think we should really even try to fight everybody.
No.
Right, yeah.
You are correct that we do need to have an exit strategy.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be frank. I don't want to hurt the Serpent Whisperers. We've been here for how long? And they've not done anything terrible to us.
True. Yeah, I don't see the need to take any kind of retribution against them. I mean, they could have killed us or done worse things to us from day one,
But
and they didn't.
they actually offered us a place here.
They have, yeah.
At least that much we need to take into consideration, even if it also meant they didn't want us to leave.
Right. That's going to be the biggest sticking point with them, and I think when we say, hey, we're leaving, now that there's a ship here, we're leaving, that's when things are going to go south with them.
And that's why I think we shouldn't tell them as long as we can.
Agreed.
We should. They need to know that even if we weren't here, this would have happened. Like, that's just kind of what I've realized. Like, what we learned about what happened on the continent with that big boom, and now there's a green sky over there. It would have happened no matter what. It wouldn't matter who was here.
It was the Odenbergite, right? That kept their towers, or at least that's what it seemed like, kept their towers powered.
Yeah, but
and they need to realize that going down,
yeah,
ultimately was what made things more difficult.
Yeah, this place is findable now.
Yeah.
Michelle knows findable is not a real word, but Zen uses it, okay? It's a Zen word. Yeah, they didn't know it was findable.
Actually, it is a word. It's an adjective.
Findable?
Adjective.
Oh,
Comparable.
okay.
More findable. Superlative. Most findable.
Oh,
Able to be found.
who knew?
Zen, apparently.
Sometimes I think words are fake, but then they're real.
But then they're real.
It
Sometimes
really
you think
does
they're
sound
real,
like
but then they're
a fake word.
fake.
Yeah, it sounds like a fake word.
But
It does.
All words are
word.
fake until society decides they're normal.
That's the thing. It's a useful word. It's something you would use a
It's
lot
something
of
that
for.
makes sense to have.
Yeah.
Even with English, because English doesn't make sense.
I mean, English language is weird.
Yeah. So it's time. Anyway, so
Moving on.
So we're agreeing that. So who do you think we should I don't know if we should just walk right in there with like, hey.
Honestly, I think that we should test the waters here first.
Yeah.
Don't do it with the whole group. Do it perhaps on the way back so that the group that we are with can get adjusted, and so that really excitable noble who doesn't really have much common sense doesn't decide to just, oh, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
If we give these guys the opportunity and warn them enough, perhaps they'll be able to handle him. At least attempt to convince him in terms of, oh, hey, numbers are against us here. We should tread carefully.
Yeah. They could be dead by now.
Or you know,
because if we
breeding
weren't
stock.
here, they would have just been killed.
I mean,
Or
yeah, probably.
breeding stock. Well,
Yep.
2 of them were pure magic. They're like more magic than Ash. I mean, Ash is magic, but these 2 of them were like born magic. It's the dragon thing. I kind of know about it. But yeah, so they're like even more magic. I don't really think the serpent whisperers were just, yeah.
Yeah,
That's different.
we got lucky with us here, because things could have gone a whole lot worse if certain party members had shown a bit more magic in the start.
Yeah. Okay, so we go back over breakfast. We'll tell them, and we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
That's
while you guys are talking it out, and Ash is left alone with 3 strangers. You guys come back. She's dead. No.
Brat.
Help.
You're also muted too, but I can hear her laughter.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
Of course you did.
If they attacked, it would have been pure darkness, and she would have ran.
I mean, yes.
That is true.
Well, I mean, unless they had counterspell.
That's
Or
nice.
dispel magic.
Darkness again.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I can see in that shit.
Yeah. So we come back.
Yeah, so while you guys are talking, the 2 sorcerers and the 1 thief there is just watching Ash until the silence becomes a bit awkward.
For them.
And Rain finally breaks the silence and goes, "So, you've been here for months."
Yep.
And you've found no signs of civilization of any type on this island?
Do you not remember how we pointed out how much death is on this island? We've been exploring certain parts that haven't tried to kill us.
I mean, that's true.
We've seen some tracks that are bigger than I am tall. Do you really, really think we want to explore all over this island. I nearly died to crabs.
That is fascinating, and I would love to meet these crabs that are so dangerous.
They're
From
about
distance,
this big,
ideally.
and they have human skulls on them. And apparently,
Oh.
if you get hurt by them, they make you sick afterwards. Even if you survive, it sucks. Did I mention they have human skulls on them?
And have you found any traces of like magical things? This island seems to have been. I'm surprised something this big. This island is really big, and there's two separate smaller islands off the coast, and yet they're not on any chart I've ever seen. How is it that this island has kept its secrecy for so long?
I mean, when it comes to magic, we've encountered a fire elemental. And like in the volcano area, there was this portal that constantly was shifting to different places. So there's weird magic on this island.
I wonder if that incident on the mainland somehow disrupted the magic of this place.
I
I'm
mean,
kind of curious about. You said there was a volcano here.
oh yeah. Ash just gets up and is like, okay, be in that direction. It's about, I would say, day and a half, maybe 2 days. Matters how much you push yourself. But, like, yeah, there was a lot of lava creatures, and there was a fire elemental who was sleeping beneath the lava, and because we were fighting other things and making noise, it got really pissed off at us. It wasn't happy.
Fascinating. I might have to see if Barbacus is willing to let us go explore this place and figure out anything about that portal.
I'd recommend not getting near it. It was creepy.
That just makes me want to see it more.
Yeah, you have fun with that. It was still creepy. Also, don't piss off the locals. That fire elemental was an asshole. Also, it
I'll
rains a
make
lot
sure.
here, so if you hate rain, it sucks.
That's unfortunate. I much prefer the heat than rain.
Oh, you'll get heat. You'll just get a lot of rain at the same time. It's gross.
Well, now that we've found the sword,
Why is that thing so important? I get it was like the guard, but it's an old sword.
it's proof that Odin was on this island. Which is more that can be said of anything that has been known of that secretive wizard. Did you know that no one actually knows what he looks like?
How is it possible that no one knows? How do you know he exists then? What if the knight was actually the wizard?
No. Well, we know he exists because there's a whole country named after him. And the advances in magic were thanks to him as well.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't just
Well,
someone
who
else
else?
making that and he was taking credit? Seems egotistical to, name everything after yourself.
You got a point.
I'm not sure if he named it himself or if the ones that came after him named it after him. I believe that was the case.
So what did they
he-
call it before?
What? The country?
Yeah.
I am.
Or even the
not
crystals
sure.
and shit. Like,
I'm not very familiar with that. You'd have to ask Barbacus himself.
I mean, I'm not that
I'm hired
interested. It
help.
was just curious.
Well, I'm hired help, and I'm from. I know more about Igrea and the Summerlands than I do of Odinburgh. I've never really been down south myself. Have you ever been to Oldenburg?
No. Why do you think I'm asking so many questions?
That's fair. Have you been to the Summerlands?
No.
Yeah.
Well, enough about me in this place. How about you tell me more about yourself? Isn't that how these conversations are supposed to go?
Perhaps. Though you haven't really told me much about yourself. We were just talking about the island.
Cool, you can tell me about where you're from then. Technically speaking, that's just a different location you're telling me about.
Well, I can tell you that the Summerland has very strict rules when it comes to magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only reason we have a bit more leeway with ours is the fact that we have dragon blood in us.
So you pretty much get special treatment because of how you were born.
That is correct.
That's bullshit.
It's not just special treatment. We have strict rules as to, well, let's just say we can't have kids.
That's like double bullshit. I mean, if you want to have kids, that's double bullshit, but...
Some think of it like that, yes, but the problem is they do not want to dilute the dragon blood further. They keep strict tabs on the ones with dragon's blood, and we are beholden to our dragon clan. The dragons are a bit possessive of their family lines.
A bit? I think that's a... I think the only thing that's a bit here is that it's a bit of an understatement, what you just said. Just pointing out.
Well, considering their kind were hunted down until they only now occupy a single island in the whole world, you might be able to understand why they're more possessive and protective of theirs.
Then why would you keep your kids from having kids? If you want to protect your bloodline.
They don't want to see it diluted.
So they want to see it die out?
No. It just means only those with more dragon's blood in them can procreate.
Yeah, that's dumb, but okay.
Isn't that something that the elves do as well? Can keep their bloodlines pure. They don't seem to like half-elves.
I really can't answer that.
About then, I think the rest of the party catches up and gets back to the place where everyone's camping.
Hey, welcome back. This person's been talking my ear off. Also, their people kind of suck.
Oh, so that dragon blood mating thing.
Yeah,
So that's true.
apparently. First I'm hearing about it, but it's dumb. No offense, but it's dumb.
Oh, people like to keep track of what sort of individuals could exist in this world and stuff.
Patrol went fine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we can finally sleep?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'll do the middle watch. Have a good night.
First.
Last.
Whenever.
That's not an answer, Copper.
As many as you need me to.
All right, you all settle in, and you guys have kind of gotten into a routine with these people because they also want to have like one person of their side with you. So you team up and take your watches, you take your rest, and the next morning wakes you up with no issues.
Kitty!
Aw. No issues, but also cat.
Random cat wanders into campsite.
Listen, if any cat appears on stream, I am going to announce it for people who are watching who want to see a cute kitty.
I mean, that's fair.
All right.
So we yes.
What all are you doing? Going back?
we have to have breakfast.
Oh, right.
And so we're having breakfast, and Zen's like, who wants to go first? Oh, okay, I'll go first.
You don't want Ash
So-
going first.
Yeah. Okay, so you know how we wanted to get to know you? And
Right.
look, we wanted to get to know you. We didn't want you to die right away, so we could get to know you. And so there are locals.
Locals, you say?
Yeah. Um Here's the thing. There's been like powerful magic that's kept this place hidden, and something weird happened a little before you came, and we think maybe the big boom on the continent is related, but we don't know. So this sky was green, and then it's no longer green, and now that's how you're able to find it. It's like this. We don't want bloodshed. We don't want you to die. We don't want them to die. They got a lot of rules, but they did take us in. They could have killed us at any time because there's a lot more of them than there are of us. Even with you here, there's still more of them than there is of us.
So you're saying there are locals, villagers.
Yes.
Yes.
They're a tribe called the Serpent Whisperers.
They don't really like magic either.
Yeah. They don't like magic.
They're all women.
All women.
Not too fond of
We-
men.
That's
yeah.
not
They're not fond
necessarily.
of well, they're not fond of men that look like human. So, like, Zeri's been, he's like, it's a furbolg. They're not really too sure what that is. And so, he's been kept out of the, you know, breeding radar. They don't really see him as breeding material, which in this case is a very good thing. Very good thing. You don't want to be breeding material. Your boss? That's another story. So we want to do this in a way to where you don't die, we don't die, and they don't die. And we're hoping that we can work together to make this happen.
By the way, one of their rules and why we're specifying all this now is no one's allowed to leave the island.
Yeah, that's a rule we're gonna.
We're going to have to skirt around
Have to deal
that
with.
one.
Yeah.
So if they catch wind that you guys are trying to leave, well,
You might want to keep your ship where they can't get to it.
And on that note, when we first met and you landed, they were in the trees watching you, and they were this close to just attacking you and capturing you as soon as you set foot out of your ship. We were able to at least talk them out of that.
I see. Rain just kind of glances at Ash. And you all decided to wait this long to tell us this.
What, we weren't going to tell you all this crap immediately, just in case, you guys were a bunch of assholes. We're just going to be like, okay, we're going to kill all the locals and then do whatever we want on this island without any issue. Like, seriously? We have to make sure you're not assholes, because we know the Serpent Whisperers aren't assholes, and once we're sure you're not assholes, then we can try and discuss things, because you actually seem reasonable.
And also, we weren't sure whether or not the Serpent Whisperers were still watching.
We're sorry for keeping you in the...
Oh, go ahead.
I would say we're sorry for keeping you in the dark as much as we did. It was for your safety as much as it was for ours and for theirs. Right? I'm assuming we at least most of us do want to leave this island, and at this point, you're the best hope we have of that. Hopefully, that's still possible.
Copper?
I was just going to throw an on aside. Their common is actually draconic. So
That won't be a problem for us.
I figured not.
So you dragged us away to test us on the way here, leaving our employer, who is apparently breeding material, alone with just one person to protect him, while there is apparently a whole village of hostiles that may take him prisoner while we are away.
I really don't think at this point they're considering your group hostile. We convinced them to basically leave you alone. It's they don't know you exist, so leave them alone and just let us deal with it. They seem pretty cool with that idea. Like, they're not out for blood with people. They're just
except where
protective.
They don't want us to leave the island.
But hey, at this point, we
need to let them know. Okay, so they've been here for a long time, and they have been in service to an entity they call Grihu. Grihu provides all. Grihu has taught them to build the village. Grihu has taught them how to find the food. And
it's their deity.
Yeah, and so now they, their job was to protect as well. We protect, I provide, you protect, all this type of stuff. Now they need to realize that stuff is no longer happening. They really thought they would be safe forever and ever and ever and ever, but they're not. And we that's another thing. We need them to also know that you're not going to be the first. I imagine there's other people who have been trying to find this place, or maybe they just think it's really cool and now they can't find it.
Or we'll just stumble upon it eventually by accident, and
which is how we ended up here.
Yeah.
Why do they not want people leaving the island or finding it?
Because of the magic that's here. They said that if people know about it, then it's awful and it has to be protected at all costs, and that's what they were told.
Point in their history that they don't know the details of it. It's just they have always been here. They protect the thing that is here. No one must find it. No one must find out about it. They don't know all the details.
It's like you don't know how that guy looks like, what that guy looks like. So you don't know those details. They don't know that details. It's like that.
It's just the way it's always been for them.
I suppose I can somewhat understand where you're coming from. I am still worried about what is happening back.
Because your boss stayed on the ship, like we said.
Yes, but I'm not sure how much the three hands down can withstand an attack, depending on what powers they have on their side. You said they don't like magic.
Oh, they hate magic.
No. Yeah, strictly prohibited in their village.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're weak, though. They're all trained warriors of some sort. Even the regular citizens are trained.
I mean, to be
Not-
fair, the island they're on, they kind of have to be strong enough to survive.
That's not without even mentioning the what was it, the kin of Kong, and the
Yeah, there's
actual
that.
Right.
snakes that they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we're planning to start heading back today. Like, we'll get back to your ship. And I really don't think they're going to be bothering your ship as long as your people don't start wandering, which that'd be done with only 2 people. Things should be fine.
All right. Well, I am still concerned, and I think we should make post-haste go back. So
Agreed.
let's finish up here and let's get moving.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Why do you always want attention when I'm playing? Hmm?
Because there's more people watching then. Duh.
I'm a cat. That's my
I
job.
want attention whenever it's most inconvenient for you.
So they're pushing for fast travel.
If they follow Zenbrex, we've done it enough that we should be okay.
It'd be a day and a half to get there if we push.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm on board with speed at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. We
Sound
just
as-
have
So-
to make sure not to
Fa-
get ambushed.
Fast pace means you can get 5 hexes per day instead of 4 hexes.
Yeah.
So you can get there in like
A day and a half.
Day and a half.
day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it enough.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Okay, so probably just gonna narrate any encounters because you have a large enough team that any encounters are going to be
Laughable.
not worth rolling initiative. Oh, that's a big encounter.
And then did you
Wait, what?
oh, maybe not.
All right, so on your first day of travel, around midday, you all run into a band of hyenas. And I'm not talking about like 1 or 2, I'm talking about 7 hyenas. And again, because of the fact that you've got 3 more people with you, even 7 would not take you much. So I want to know basically how you handle it more than like, do you go and try to just out fight? I mean, you're talking. This is a group of hyenas that are like out hunting.
We can avoid them. We can avoid them if we're moving too
But if
fast.
we have-
And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it was a few arrows, some eldritch blast, and whatever zappity zaps the magic people have.
They have firebolt.
I'm gonna try to not show things that wouldn't normally be a part of a remote traveler. Though I would probably ask for the sword while we travel. Just because it was an extra sword.
I don't. Did you hand over the sword? I think you just showed it to
Yeah.
them.
They don't know you can wield it.
I
That's
mean,
true.
I mean, you're an automaton. You swing around
I'm an
a sword.
automaton,
You can use.
and
a
I've
sword,
already
I
got
mean,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
okay.
probably would have kept it with me while we went.
So combat, as long as combat is necessary, but also trying to shoo them off and
Mhm.
tell
I mean, if you
Yeah.
want me to try spooking them, I can try spooking them.
I
You need an
can.
intimidation check with advantage since you have a whole party of people. It's funny because it's 7 hyenas and there's 7 of you, so
8?
23.
Oh no, yeah, 8.
8. Yeah.
You forgot about the rogue.
Flip.
So they more than try to take on the whole party, they try to pick on like whoever's in the back of the party. But after a couple of eldritch blasts and some scary intimidation tactics from the party, the hyenas decide that they're better off seeking a
Dinner
meal
elsewhere.
elsewhere.
Mhm.
Also, Zio, would you be using Eldritch Blast, considering that's a fairly Warlock exclusive spell?
Listen, that is the only way I'm useful. It's the only attacking spell I have besides Dissonant Whispers and Shadow Blade. Take your pick.
Okay. I'm just saying, you have two people who can cast magic in the party who aren't really allied with us.
Yes, that's
So-
nice. Like, I'm not going to run around and try and poke things with the dagger and suck at it.
I mean, it'd be cute.
Okay. So give me a perception check, Ash.
12.
That's pretty low.
Yes, it is. I will also say, Blip is basically shadowing the group, still invisible, but being kind of a
Okay.
forward lookout for me.
When you all settle down for the night that you have between getting there, during the middle watch, Ash, you're up with Rain. So I suppose I should give Rain a chance. Oh, I had the sheet open. I am a silly. Okay, well, she rolled a 14. And it suddenly starts and kind of like nudges you and points just as you see a group of small shadowy figures about ready to pounce on Zen.
Eldritch Blast that piece of shit. Basically like, oh no, fuck you. Eldritch Blast.
Give me an attack roll.
I am not in the mood for this fucker. 16.
Okay, that hits. Give me the damage.
3.
Okay.
Wait, I thought hang on.
Does that have?
Indication?
I
Do you
have
have-
Agonizing Blast. Why isn't
Okay,
it
we'll
programmed?
fix that.
So it should be a 7 or 8?
It's plus charisma, right? Yeah. So
Yes.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Okay. Okay. So Zen, you're sleeping, and suddenly you hear the Eldritch Blast go off on top of your head
What?
and wake up as a body falls on top of you.
Uh,
Oh no.
what is this?
Is that a kobold?
Yes.
Oh, are there any more still around?
Oh yes, there are more. And I suppose we should roll for this one.
It's dark as fuck, isn't it, right now?
It is middle of the night, yes.
Okay.
Great.
Good to know for everyone else.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you had the fire.
I
Up.
mean, the problem is fire brings other things to us.
So are we just going to roll without our tokens, or are we going to
I
drag
think
them out?
Carver's making a map.
Okay.
I'm prepping the map.
Okay.
I just had to grab their.
So how many are we fighting?
We shall see.
Oh
Mhm.
no, it's not like 12 again, is it?
Considering
I
how many it has to be for her to have this be an encounter, I'm a little
I mean,
concerned.
and also considering that not even 10 minutes ago she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big encounter."
I think would like there's a lot of kobolds on this island. We've killed a few.
I'm
It's like,
actually
shocked they're this
surprised.
far is the
Here's a few
thing.
more.
Yeah, because normally they'd be west, like way west,
yeah,
west of our camp.
Yeah, they're really far south. They must be getting desperate.
Alright. Back. I will put you guys on the map so you can roll on
Do a
initiative.
thing. Oh boy. Oh, that's not that bad.
Oh,
I'm zooming.
one,
I'm zooming.
two,
Oh.
3, 4, 5.
Never mind, that's
6.
11.
11.
Okay.
Now I see why you decided to have this encounter still.
Aw, Copper.
Ash, roll better than
you-
average, please.
I rolled exactly a 10.
Same here.
Of course.
Zen got
Oh,
shocked
Zembrix
awake.
is now awake.
What? Ah!
It's like, oh shit. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, so these guys we're going after Tan, of course, because they go after the small ones. It's just how it goes.
Yep.
I mean,
That's fine.
it's their size.
Oh shit. Okay, so that's a nat 20.
I swear to God, you do this every time.
Yeah, seriously, why do you want to kill our little buddy?
Why
10
kill
with
the,
die.
I
So
mean,
that's
you're
9
the
piercing.
chosen one.
Yeah,
Can't.
That is true. You are the chosen one.
I don't.
Can't fulfill
Why-
destiny. He's dead.
Yeah,
So
this is not
Tan,
a-
you're woken up by pain.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Poor Dan.
So it's
I'm so
9
sad.
damage as
Okay.
a dagger just goes for you and probably hits you like right near like the shoulder blade, like it was going for like your throat, and it got
Okay.
distracted slightly by the eldritch blast that just killed his companion. So it wasn't a killing blow, but it still hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Zen.
Okay, so I'm a rogue. So bonus action disengage. Stop over here, and then I want to take a shot at the one that is hurting my friend.
Question.
go
Do you have dark vision of any kind?
No.
I don't think it matters because I'm pretty
Well,
sure it misses
yeah,
regardless.
that misses. So you would have
Yeah.
disadvantage because it is
Well,
dark.
Oh, I got a 7, so I missed.
Yeah. Okay. Shot
Just
in the
wake it
dark.
up. Yeah. What? Fuck.
Yeah, you just hear Tan cry out and you shoot in that direction, assuming that Tan is still prone. But don't hit anything. Vision is going to wake up because there's been a lot of shouts so far. And I still have his sheet open, so maybe at some point I'll actually remember that. So he's gonna get up and he's gonna move a bit farther away because this is rude. And then he's gonna cast Fireball on the group that's to the north.
Fireball.
Why
Ball?
exactly did you have this encounter if someone had fireball?
That escalated quickly.
Oh, this
Mostly so you guys
Can
mostly
see
so
what-
you guys can see what they can do.
Yeah.
So that kills all the northern group.
Of
which is
course
the
it
group.
does.
I'm
you
not
don't
even
have to roll for it.
No,
No.
we've got 5 hit points. So even
Yeah,
if they
so even
stay,
with
Well,
half
good.
damage, they're dead.
they are roasted.
Oh boy. That probably spooked the rest of them.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I'm
why
so
did
mad
you
that I'm
prep
not
this
closer.
map?
Zen's
Bec-
gonna look at Vision going, you could do one
I
of
know
those.
why I did this. I forgot about something. I forgot about the surprise round. The only people not surprised right now are Ash and Rain.
I mean, technically I don't sleep.
That's right.
Because these guys were asleep.
I-
Yeah, what's your passive perception show?
12.
You don't.
But I
know
also
what
appear inert. So it
Mine's-
doesn't look like I'm actually
Alright, well, there's a fireball in the group still because Rain was there, but that means the kobolds actually do get to go. I deleted him from the turn order, but one of the northern ones is going to go for. I guess they'll go for Vision since he looks easier to kill.
But Zen wasn't surprised, right?
because she was
'Cause
woken up by the
They got
other one.
woken up by the body.
Yeah,
but ask the-
I'll let that one go because you
And ask
kind of
her
got
how
woken
passive-
up with the
yeah.
initial blast.
Yeah, and I have a passive of 14, so yeah.
All right.
Still.
So okay, well the kobold missed.
Huh.
Because it is not Tan. I'm sorry, Tan. Hey, look, I rolled a 6. So that one misses too.
That's
Karu, I hate to say
Pack
pack
tactics.
tactics.
Oh, that was with advantage. I rolled a
God.
5 and a
Wow.
Oh man.
yeah. All right. Vision does get hit this time for 3 piercing damage, and now it is Ash's turn.
Can I
Though
just
technically, that one Eldritch Blast should have happened this turn, but whatever.
can I just say one thing? I really wish Ash had any AOE's.
I
Second of all, I always forget I have Blip and technically he can fight.
I mean poison damage.
Yeah. Karu, should I?
But do you want Blip to be exposed?
Does Blip not stay invisible when he attacks?
Until he attacks.
Okay.
It's still a normal invisibility.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Unless Ash is in super danger, yeah.
There's Blip.
Just in case. He was probably up in a tree just that because he can't be invisible when he's sleeping. But if he's up in a tree, no one's gonna see him. Which one is the one that hit Tan?
The one to the south.
Okay, cool. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy in particular.
Yep.
Stop biting my fingers, cat.
Really,
Oh,
Ash?
no.
You can see.
Wow.
Ash. Fuck you,
There's
Ash.
there's a trunk in your way. It just hits the trunk.
Probably scares this fucker. And just in case, I'm just gonna do this. Amazing Blip. He's not doing anything, I just want to know in case.
I got your paw.
How dare?
And, Ash is just gonna stay here.
Okay. Great.
Oh my god, leave Tan alone.
That was a 14 with advantage.
I think that misses.
It does.
Wow.
Yay. That's
So
Oh.
fireball on the north ones.
Okay. Well, it's a bit harder to fireball now.
Well then fireball on the south ones.
Hold up. I have an idea.
Anybody got lightning bolt? Now's the time.
I don't, but I have something that can go in a line.
Do I even have a fireball? No, I don't. I don't have it set up.
Why would you have it set up? No one's high enough level in our party to cast
I
it.
mean,
It's true.
if you have it set off the map, you could totally cast it down here and get everybody but Tan. Just about everybody of these guys.
Hold up.
Oh dear.
Let me grab that. That's
Oh, dear.
not a that's a
That's
40-foot. That's not the that's the wrong one.
I mean, you can have that one if you like.
No.
Yeah, try radius, yeah.
All right, so let's see. What if I do it like that? Maybe
Nope, that'd get people.
I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
But you'd also get 2 of us.
3 of you.
3.
If you center it down this way, you can get it without getting any of us.
No, that looks fine. So Rain is going to cast Fireball right there. And she's gonna spend a sorcery point to use Careful Spell.
Yep. Sorcerer.
Oh, Careful Spell doesn't mean you don't take damage.
No, it just means that you pass your saving throw. That's why I'm like, that's not gonna help.
Yeah.
When that will still get us.
I guess I'll start
Yeah.
working on my new character now then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I can't take 86.
Let's see.
I could
So
take it if
how
I passed, but if you keep going down, you can get
Yeah.
at least 5 of them.
Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
best you're gonna do.
All right. We won't crisp you guys. I won't crisp you guys.
I was gonna say, are they turning on us? Did they hire these kobolds somehow?
Yeah, they hired the kobolds, and now they're getting rid of the
Mm-hmm.
of everything. All right, so that is going to be 25 damage.
Yeah, I would not have
Roast.
survived that if I didn't pass
Crisp
it.
kobolds.
Crispy kobolds are just gonna disappear.
Oh look, I'm next.
And Copper, you don't have a turn.
Surprise round.
Prize round.
I spend my turn waking up.
I
Basically.
technically didn't need to sleep. But
I have to double check something for visions. Oh, your natural armor is that high? Holy shit.
vision?
Okay, cool. Alright, so he doesn't get hit. Yari is also asleep. Ziri's asleep. Kobold is not asleep. And this one's gonna go after Ziri.
Advantage.
They're still coming. Okay.
16?
16 hits.
So that's gonna be 5 piercing.
Okay.
Top of the round?
What are you concentrating on?
When did
I don't
this guy
know.
go?
That's weird.
I grabbed you from another map, so yeah, you can just
Oh.
take off the. Alright.
Oh, you're still putting yourselves in a line.
So that's
So juicy.
That's gonna miss because that was a 12. And they technically don't. Oh wait, no, they do have advantage pack tactics. Zen.
One of them didn't go.
No, it just died.
You're right.
Can I see this one?
It'll go after Gary. It is dark, so you're basically blinded right now in terms of seeing. You can hear them because there's a lot of activity going on, so you can still target them. You know they're there, but you have disadvantage because you were blinded.
I won't disadvantage if I go up and stab him, will I?
You still have disadvantage unless you can get advantage, but right now vision is still prone.
I'll just try to shoot that one.
Okay.
It's a 12 hit.
12 hits.
I get sneak or
Yes, you do.
Dead.
They don't have to be standing to be.
You killed it, Zen!
All right, so now he gets up and can't really fireball this.
I mean, that's okay.
What can you do if you're up close? Panic? Sure, why not? He's gonna burning hands. The two in front of him. All right, they might actually survive this one. No, wait, no, they can't.
It's just 3d6. They could.
Yeah, I rolled 10 damage, and these guys have 5 hit points.
Oh.
So even if they save,
I mean, with your rolls, it wouldn't have been surprising if they had survived.
they just barely managed to be burned to a crisp.
You hear
Blip?
Copper just make a tisk noise.
God, part of me wants Blip to kill something just because he'd enjoy the hell out of it.
But
at the same time, I really don't want these people to know Ash has a imp familiar. So, I'm just gonna let him stay hidden.
Okay.
Though he kind of wants to eat some crisp kobold.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, the smell of burnt kobold is strong. All right, Ash.
Ash is gonna run over here so she's not aiming through her friends and shoot the one that's closest to Tan.
All right.
Come on.
Gotta save
do
Tan
better.
from being
22 to hit.
preyed upon. That's gonna kill it.
7 force damage.
I was right.
I mean, the minimum damage I can do is 5.
And that was the one that was coming right after you. Good job. Which means it is Rain's turn, and there are 2 left. She's gonna go. She's gonna go for the one by Yari with just a firebolt. She doesn't have advantage, and that was a 10. She missed.
You missed.
She can see in the dark, but she missed.
Copper's gonna go over here.
Zen hit.
Rude.
Wait, she can't?
So he's gonna attack with the regular longsword. I don't have disadvantage because I've got advantage. 23.
Siri's still on the floor, so you don't have advantage. 20.
So if I don't have advantage, well, oh,
Yeah, because Siri's hasn't gotten up yet.
well, whatever. So a 10 does not hit.
Nope.
Damn it. I should.
Yeah, they're using the
other.
cover of darkness to.
Well, let me just turn
What
on
darkness?
disadvantage.
Yeah,
Shut
I mean,
up.
if I could get an
That's
actual,
a weird. That's a
But-
weird thing to say, though. All right,
I mean,
and
if I could get an actual turn, I could do something about that. but
another
it's
10.
gonna be over before that anyway.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
okay. I mean, not that quickly.
I mean, there's 2
Yeah,
kobolds left.
Considering I can't hit in the dark.
Yeah, I think. Tan.
This has just been chaos all around.
Yes.
Poor Tan. So
5
they're
feet
gonna
to the north of you, Tan.
Okay. I'm gonna back up just a hair and take a shot at the one to the north of me.
Okay, so you have
At
disadvantage.
disadvantage. 9.
Little
Like,
too
I
high.
said,
They're
I was right
kobolds.
for you. Oh god.
Sorry, they're kobolds. You should have aimed lower.
Well, I'm small to begin with.
Okay. This is just, I'm just imagining those poorly lit scenes in movies where you can't tell anything that's happening because everything is so dark on the screen that, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I hate
that's
those
that's
movies.
what's happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a
charred
turn, I can do
corpses.
something.
The charred
Yeah, more than I
corpses don't
can.
give off light.
No, unfortunately, they don't exactly stay burning. There's just like flashes of light, which just makes things worse, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
It just you start adjusting to the darkness, and then suddenly you can't see again.
Oh, God.
It's like when you're driving and you hit headlights.
I hate
Oh.
that.
All right, Yari manages to take out one of the kobolds.
He didn't even go for advantage.
Yeah, he would have gone for advantage. I rolled with the advantage, and because he's also blind. Ziri, there is one kobold left right beside you.
Yeah.
Siri,
All
northwest.
I will stand up to my 7-foot whatever height. I'm going to use my action to use one of my wild shapes, which lets me cast bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light in another 10-foot radius. Which it would have been so fucking useful if I hadn't rolled a goddamn 6 on initiative and had to wait 2 friggin' turns until this was all over with.
But you still want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's actually helpful. And then he just looks down and just, really? One kobold, somebody woke me up for once, these little fuckers, and just kicks dirt in his face. I
You
don't
see
know.
the charred
Yeah.
bodies all around us.
And the
Ugh.
ones down south.
Yeah,
Alright.
like they're all around me.
Alright, since I got stabbed and that hurt, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself. Which hang on, this is good. This is not just me being totally selfish. So I heal for a D4 plus. Oh, I just cast off the spell sheet. What am I doing? Healing Word. So I heal back to full 8 hit points, and then because I'm using the Chalice form, which you all haven't seen him do yet, who I think Tan's probably the
Tan.
most. All right, take care of that a little bit. This also heals Tan as well for 4 hit points.
Well, thanks.
So now we can all see this one last little runt.
And
I don't
he
know
can
if this
see
counts
how
as
fucked he is.
I don't know if this counts as sunlight, but it is bright light.
Oh.
So if
So
that's
what
Okay.
does Siri look like now?
well, so there is the sort of star-like patterns that you have sometimes seen, appear on his body when he does this in the past now appears to be in the chalice of a life-giving goblet that is just kind of going like straight up and down his chest. And there's like waters like overflowing coming out of it on both sides.
Neat.
Cool.
Yep.
Well,
Also, his hair is just a friggin' worse mess than ever because he woke up in the middle of the night. But yeah, that's what would have happened anyway. He doesn't need the wild shape to do that.
on the bright side,
Shut.
Literally.
it does mean that you have a better chance of seeing if there's more kobolds in wait.
And vice versa. Sure, were you asking me something?
Oh, nah. I actually forgot what I was going to say.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't matter, though.
Nina, your screen just froze on you going like
With the most
Oh.
smug look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty accurate at this point.
Love it.
all right, cool. Bright
Cool.
turn. All right. So who's next?
Dead and
Kobold.
new.
Kobold.
A
Yep,
dead
uh-huh.
kobold.
Oh,
I wonder if he's going to try and run,
Uh,
or if he's going to try and go down in blaze of glory.
I mean, he can't run at this point, can he?
I mean, he can
He
try.
can certainly try. He has legs.
He also has a 7-foot thing looming over him and a 6-foot thing looming over him.
Yeah, lights suddenly went on, and he's like surrounded
fuck.
by two tall individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they don't have I mean, he could disengage, but then he can just move 30 feet, and then he's just gonna get Eldritch blasted in the back.
Yup, that's correct. I
I
mean, he could just try and run and hope that we miss.
Yeah.
Can I speak to him?
Sure.
I'll speak to him in Draconic and say, how would you like something better in life than what happened to all your friends there? Or at least what passes for Draconic, because I don't have full proficiency yet.
I probably will correct some of the grammar.
Yeah, okay, fine. Most locatable, I don't know. Point is, would you like a better life for yourself or no?
I'd like a life, yes.
Okay.
Shit, Kobold is cute.
Do we want to keep this one alive, or just let him go? Anybody need of either a friend or someone to help with things?
Kobold butler.
Pretty much.
We target practice.
Oh,
Oh my
It's
God.
one of them stabbed me in the shoulder
That one's dead.
while I was asleep.
Yep.
More of them. Or is he's it?
No one. You killed everyone else.
well, where'd y'all come from?
The village.
Which village?
The Kobold village.
Where is your village?
Oh no.
We want to make sure to keep far away from them in the future.
He kind of looks at all the charred bodies. Somewhere.
Well,
I'm
Is
just
it
gonna
far
rest
from
it.
here?
Yes. Far. Other side of mountain.
Why are you here then?
We were sent to see what the flying bird was.
These people are from the flying bird, so you don't want to go near the flying bird.
Oh.
How about you go home and tell them to stay away, flying bird dangerous?
good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be
Vision's
the
just
hero
standing
who
beside
survived.
Ziri with like fire in his hand.
I'm probably resting a sword on either one of the kobold shoulders.
You'll be the
Okay.
hero who comes back to warn them of the bird.
Of death.
That can
Oh.
breathe fire.
Okay. I will tell them not to go near bird of fire.
Good idea.
And death.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna kind of slowly open my faceplate and
Why?
remember.
Because he likes scaring people with that. Okay. Do you like lift your swords off?
Yeah, but I will kind of tap the kobold on either shoulder and be like, and remember, if you bring more trouble, and then I'm just gonna point to the bodies.
He runs off.
Copper, you walk a fine line between a good guy and a crazy person.
I mean,
Just
shrug.
pointing out.
Vision just looks at you and goes, I've never seen someone decide to open the faceplate on that before.
It's intimidation.
It's worked before.
Yeah.
The one driving that has a very peculiar sense of style. We've come to learn.
That's one way to phrase it.
Yes.
Could you stop trying to bite my fingers, cat?
I think that was a no.
That was me shoving him off my chair. All right. Okay. Well, that's the end of that encounter.
Anybody else hurt?
Yari was.
Yeah,
that was it, I think.
Vision took a bit of damage, but
3
he's
points.
fine. He's like, it's 3 points.
Okay. All right.
I think
Go ahead.
Tan and Yari are at around the same amount of hurt now.
All right. I'll do another cure wounds on Tan for 9.
Ooh.
And Yari will get 4 from that as
Kara,
well.
do you want to close the turn order? Please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is a useful ability.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you finish up your rest, and so that was the night. So you guys went 5 hexes. And where are you heading? Directly to the Cliff of Eyes?
I mean, probably. We
I
wouldn't want
think
to bring
so.
these.
Get back
Yeah.
to that place as
Yep.
soon as possible. They
Yep,
want to get to
and
their
the,
ship.
Okay.
And we'll get there by like early afternoon.
All right, so you arrive at the Cliff of Eyes early afternoon, and Three Hands Down is there, and you see that they've built a bit of a campsite outside with some tents, and when you arrive, you see they've set up like a table under one of the tents, and there's like a lunch spread out, and you see 2 people sitting at the table. One is the noble Berbekis, and on a tall stool there is a small gnome.
Fucking knew it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, we're back.
Oh, Orner.
Ah, welcome back, folks.
Enjoying some food, I see.
Oh yes, Berbekis here has brought some food from the mainland, and it's refreshing to eat, actual food for a change.
And how long have you been here?
Oh, just a couple of days.
And what you been talking about?
Well, I made sure Berbekis was safe and that he wasn't hurt.
Fair enough. This jungle is dangerous.
It is. It would be a pity if his companions ran into the Serpent Whisperers without them knowing about it.
Smug little shit. I kind of want to hit him.
So how'd it go? Did you find the sword?
Oh, did you tell him?
Tell him what?
Yeah, we found the sword. What all did you tell him, Warner?
I told him about the village. I told them that, the serpent whisperers have a certain way of life that they want to maintain, and that perhaps it was better to let them maintain it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we covered with them.
Okay, cool. You're gonna share some food? Ash just walks over to the table.
There is
So-
definitely more than enough for more than 2 people.
Mr. Boss Guy, you do understand that we don't want bloodshed on either side, right?
Oh, I don't want bloodshed either. No, honestly, I was introduced to Miss Cze and uh, Vuda.
Buddha?
Buddha.
Uh, yes, very interesting ladies. Um, quite intimidating, especially the two tigers. Um, yeah, no, we're good with that. It's just honestly, I must admit I am fascinated, and I do want to learn more about their culture and the village and how they've lived here for so long, and especially that temple. But I've heard that no one is allowed inside. But well, maybe I can convince them otherwise. Um, but I don't want anyone to die. That's ridiculous. You don't learn from dead people. Well, not much.
True.
Okay, good.
Not to mention they seem to outnumber us.
Oh, a lot.
Yes.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
Even with all of us together, I don't think we'd be a match for all of them.
You do understand we needed to take the trip to make sure y'all were assholes.
Well, I can understand how it can be a bit dangerous to just trust the first person who steps on the island. I'm sure you all had to undergo the same thing with these people when you
Yeah.
first arrived.
Yeah.
It was a bit touch and go at first.
But in the spirit of cooperation, I have allowed I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Wow, that's rude. You employed him, don't you?
Shush. Chushong to help look for. They apparently lost a boy and a man. So I've told Chushong to go look for them and see if he can retrieve them. That way, I can build some goodwill with the villagers.
Did you learn anything about these two, about why they left in the first place, or how these folk view males?
I don't think it's just males in general. I think it's the gifts that are given to them from the temple, isn't it? Which I find quite fascinating, honestly. How does that temple just keep producing men for them? I didn't get to see them, but
Yeah, we have no idea how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I got a weird idea,
But it's creepy.
It's creepy. I mean, you're smart, but I
mhm.
mean, do you want to hear my creepy idea?
Sure.
Okay, so we found the sword. So like, if so, your guy, right? So like the knight's dead, and if your guy ended up in the temple, right? And got like there's some weird stuff going on. So what if these things are like copies of your guy?
Of Odin.
Yeah.
Huh. That would be fascinating.
And that's kind of weird, but they're all the same guy, and And it's like, what other guy would have been in there? Because apparently there were like no other like human type people here or something. I mean,
But how would
it's
he
the same.
clone himself like that?
Well, there's something weird in there.
I've
Powerful.
heard of magic that lets you make copies of yourself, but they're exact copies. They are uh, the same age as you, aren't they?
They come out adults. They
Right.
come out breeding material.
Well, it seems like there's many different ages, including a boy now, a 5-year-old boy.
That's because that's the boy who lived. Because otherwise the boys die.
Hmm,
The men have to escape, and that's how they get older.
Right.
I see. Well, that would certainly be an interesting case if these were all clones of Odin, though that seems extremely unlikely.
Everything about this island is extremely unlikely. Just pointing out.
You raise a point.
See, I told you it was a weird, creepy idea. Fine.
I suppose there's only one way of finding out, going into the temple.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
That only certain people are permitted to go in there, and there are giant apes that are very frightening. I wouldn't want to get near them.
Well, yes. I was only introduced to two of these serpent whisperers by Orner. He decided that it might be best if I stayed here by the Cliff of Eyes until we build some goodwill with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It seems like Orner has been a help to you.
What I'm still interested in is how Orner can manipulate a automaton while being here.
I'm suspiciously quiet.
Yeah, no, Ash is just looking at Copper because it's like, you're going to have to explain this shit, dude.
Orner's the smart Orner.
Copper's just gonna kind of raise a hand to stop Zen and be like, "It's a bit complicated." I'm gonna look at the rest and
I'm going to say this. If you try to strip him or do anything to him, I don't need to finish that sentence.
You try to break
Copper.
him, we'll break you. There you
Yeah. Okay. So just Copper, you're going to tell him anyway, but
yeah, Wonder's not piloting me.
Then who is piloting you?
I am.
Who are you?
I'm Copper 7119.
Excuse me,
I was-
I'm misunderstanding here. I mean your name, like the one that's moving.
I'm
it.
Copper 7119.
That's.
Yes.
Hold on.
I'm piloting me.
He kind of looks at Orner, and Orner just kind of like shrugs.
Yeah,
And he goes, "Yeah, they haven't let me touch him either."
for good reason. You're still not touching me.
I will point out, you seem curious enough that you will not be able to stop once you start. We don't want you to break him.
And if you start and try, I will probably likely break you. So it's
There is
better
that too.
for both of us.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how it happened or what it happened with it, but I'm here now, and
Learning emotions.
it's really weird. How do you guys deal with this?
We were born with them. You just have to get used to it.
I guess. I mean, I was built probably close to 75 years ago, but I'm really only about maybe 2 months old.
About
3.
that.
Yeah, 3.
Right.
As far as being self-aware, yeah.
A self-aware automaton. You, my friend, are going to have many issues when you get to the
Yes,
mainland.
I'm aware.
I know. There's ways to protect them. That's all I'm gonna say.
If I can stay out of view for a while, I might be able to reforge things so that I don't look like an automaton necessarily.
Then again, I suppose on the mainland it is easier to say that you are just being piloted by someone.
I suppose. But also, they probably have ways to verify.
He's still gonna
It's
mod
true.
himself once he has the material, let's be real here.
Right, yes. That stupid silver model, I mean...
So, as far as I'm aware, automatons are powered by magic. What do you think would happen to you should you enter an anti-magic field?
I would much prefer not finding out.
My guess is he goes to sleep until he's out of the field. But we're not testing that.
Well, I don't think we have any ways of testing that. I'm not exactly a magic user, and anti-magic fields are very expensive. Not that I couldn't procure one, but I don't carry one around with me. Though they can come in handy for certain situations. Like dealing with magic users. Anyways, I hope this opening and exposing of secrets works more in our mutual benefit, and perhaps we have learned that we can trust each other a bit more. I am merely a researcher, and I am very interested in the things on this island. Initially, of course, I was interested in Odin and finding his resting place, but it seems this island holds more than that. So I think I will be staying for a while and befriending these people and maybe trying to gain their confidence so that I may go into that temple of theirs.
Listen, buddy, don't get your hopes up.
I think there's only one way they take you into that temple, and you won't like it.
Well, maybe at first.
We'll see.
Yeah, the thing is, I trust you and you don't trust us. Trust isn't exactly the best foundation, so mutual benefit sounds better.
Yes.
You seem like you would need us to help get into the temple. We've already built and established a good deal of trust within the village, and we need you to get off of this island. And then once we're off this island, we can go our separate ways. You don't need to talk about us, and we don't need to talk about you.
I like you. What was your name again?
Tan.
Tan. Yes, I think you're right. As much as trust can be gained, finding mutually beneficial arrangements does sound more attractive and easier to get around. I can offer you money as well as a way off this island. If you manage to get me into that temple, I can offer 1,000 gold per person. Does that sound like a mutually beneficial arrangement to you?
We would need that in writing to even have it a possibility.
I can have that written up for you. But is that something that you find agreeable?
Now, I think we need to still discuss details about how we're getting off of the island as well, because we don't want you sneaking into the temple by yourself, finding what you need, and then leaving us here to deal with the consequences.
Or more likely, sneaking into the temple by yourself and getting killed.
Yeah,
That too.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
that happening.
Yep.
Well, I suppose I can always arrange things. I have my own security detail. I don't necessarily have that much issues with that. And as long as the ship is here, then, well, I'm sure someone in your group is also capable of piloting such a vessel. And he looks to Copper.
Copper straightens a little bit.
I suppose we could have, if it is a problem, show you how it works.
I wouldn't mind that.
The same goes for the rest of you. I just assume that maybe he has some dormant knowledge about piloting these ships, considering it is Dinsermaid. And he is Dinsermaid.
At the very least, I'm certain I could recognize controls and such a little bit easier.
Now, in the agreement, I would like to add that you wouldn't leave us behind either, unless there was beyond reasonable doubt the fact that we were dead.
That's fair.
Very well. I will have that written down and ready for our signing agreement in the next day or so.
Feel a little better about that. Thank you.
Excellent. I always do prefer doing things with people and coming to mutually beneficial agreements. It's much better than fighting over things, don't you think?
Waste of energy.
Exactly. And resources. Well, there's not much here for a whole group of nearly 11, 12 people. But by now, Vision and Rain have started grabbing more food and putting it on the table so that everyone can eat.
Oh yeah, Ash has been picking out the food the whole discussion. It's like, are you kidding me? This is food. This is yummy.
All right. Well, you all eat food from the mainland for the first time in 3 months.
I also grab some extra pieces of meat that I sneak away for Lip later.
So what all are you gonna do now?
Back to the village. See if we can start talking about stuff.
Okay. So you head to the village, which is you'd get there at nightfall because you are already traveling. So you get there by nightfall.
Do we want to try talking to them in the morning? Do you want to try and find someone now?
You do also have Ifune and Tahaku still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Let's check in with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Tahaku's not happy.
Why not?
What's going on now?
You guys told him about well, he knows about the people who landed on the island, but he's kept to the village.
Mm-hmm.
Orner ran off on us. I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him in days, and I'm suspicious.
Orner is doing what Orner does, meddling.
We know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
He went to speak to those people, didn't he?
Ding ding ding.
Yep.
And you trust him enough to deal with these people and not backstab you?
I mean, he's helped us out quite a bit.
Yes, I find that extremely suspicious in and of itself.
Honestly, it's more for his own survival than for ours.
I don't think he cares that much about survival.
It is surprising, though, that he would willingly make contact with a Dinser.
They're not Dinzers,
Well,
are they? They're not Dinzers, and they have a working ship that can get him off the island. I don't think we should be letting him get off the island. I think if he's getting off this island, he should be doing so in chains, going directly to a Dinzer prison.
I
Or
don't
have you
think
all
that's gonna
forgotten he's a
happen.
terrorist?
at this point, I don't think we have much of a choice in how.
It just bothers me that you all seem to trust him so much.
Oh, I don't.
He wanted to blow the world up. You're muted, Michelle.
I am.
No,
you
you're
are
good.
not.
No, you're not.
Uh. Well, stuff happened to him, you know?
You're really buying that he just had a revelation just because he crashed on this godforsaken island.
It has been 3 months he's been stuck on this godforsaken island.
Yes, and I think if he would have gotten his hands on that Odenbergite core, he probably would have blown the place up by now.
Wow.
As much as he wanted to destroy, I'm forgetting the name, which, may I point out, isn't necessarily the heart of Dinzer society, not side. The problem lies way beyond that. That destabilization would probably eventually kill the whole world. Now, I don't see why someone who was willing to put the whole world at risk is suddenly thinking otherwise, just because he crashed on an island. Wouldn't it make more sense that he has decided to pretend that he's cooperating so that he can see his plan through and not die before it's done? Don't chew on the cables, mister.
It would, but he doesn't have the means to do that. Here, he's not a threat to anybody. Not saying I believe him or think he's completely reformed or anything like that.
I
We're
don't believe he's
playing.
reformed at all.
Wait, look. Playing along because we know where he is. We know what he's up to. When the time comes.
Then we will make that decision.
He kind of snorts and looks away. And then looks back. Well, I hope that this is true and that you haven't decided that he is more trustworthy than I am just because I am part of a military structure.
I would say we don't.
Kind of even for me.
Look, I mean, if you want to chain him to the front of that airship when we fly out of here, that's your call to make. If you want to take him back to whatever prison you all have when we get back, that's your call to make. Right now, it's a moot point until we get off this island. I think we're just trying to do what we think is the best thing to do to get off of here, to make sure we all get off of here.
Well, keep an eye on that little rat, because he may try to double-cross you and get off this island without all of you. It certainly would suit his purposes better if he made sure that those who know that he plots the end of the world are gone.
Oh, definitely keep an eye on him. He looks like he could probably fly that thing by himself, and I don't want him, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night to him, flying out of here on that all by himself and leaving us all here to rot.
Precisely. Well, if he hasn't done it so far, then he lost his best chance, because overwhelming that noble and taking the ship while everyone else was out was probably his best chance.
Yep.
which could also mean that there's something else here he wants more than to leave.
Well, he does seem mighty interested in that temple.
He's
It's
not
very
the
likely
only
that-
one.
Mhm. So is the noble.
I was gonna say, I feel like if anything, he's gonna use the noble to align himself with to double cross us. Like the fact that he's playing third party is bothering me. Like we have an agreement with the noble, but he might have something entirely different right behind our back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least 10 is worrying about that.
Worrying about that.
He's just aggressively petting his pet rabbit.
I'm just gonna reach out a hand to slow the pet down, making it uncomfortable. Be gentle.
Deep breath.
Look at the bunny. It's so cute. Make all your anger go out the window. Metaphorically.
Can't believe the automaton is giving me lessons in staying calm.
I think
I've
he's
had
just
to
repeating what
learn
he's
that.
heard.
I've had to learn that very, very, very recently.
Yeah, he's
So I'm
just
more aware of
repeating.
it than others. I'm just gonna grab a pebble and flick it in Ash's direction, not actually aiming for them.
You hear an annoyed squawk and a hiss from the shadows.
That
Yeah, and suddenly, even though I can't actually make expressions, I seem incredibly smug.
All right, well, I've spoken what I had on my mind. I just want off this island, and I know that some of you are concerned about what awaits you on the mainland. And I know I've been defaulting to my military background, but I like you people. We've spent 3 months here. I don't want harm to come to any of you.
Sure.
appreciate that. Well, if satisfying that noble is the fastest way to get off this island, getting him into the temple, then maybe it's time to we figure out, put our heads together and figure out how to somehow pull that off.
Tall task indeed.
Getting in there without getting noticed is going to be extremely difficult.
More difficult than actually getting them to allow us in there. 'Cause
Either
those
way
are
is
our
going to
two
be difficult.
options. Those are our two options at this point. Either trying to sneak in there with them unaware, or trying to convince them to let us in there.
Right.
And
Well.
honestly, the only way I could even think that they might consider letting us in there, and this is a very, very big might, is showing a bit of familiarity with whatever it was that powered the thing that kept this island off the grid. Because didn't you say that it looked very much like Odinburgite?
Yeah. I mean, as close as I can guess. It looked pretty similar to what you have, just a lot bigger.
Yeah. And where else might we be able to get that?
We're not going to be able to turn those things back on.
I never said we would.
Maybe we can
Provide
offer to try.
materials.
You're suggesting we find the core of our ship and break it up to power those two pylons again.
Yeah, because they need to
I-
know they're exposed. Like, it didn't matter if we were here or not. Did you hear about what happened on the continent?
No.
Oh, big boom in like the middle of the desert, and now there's the sky is green at night. Sounds familiar?
All of the sky.
That's what they said.
Yeah, like around that area.
Hmm. And you said this happened when?
About the time
The lights
That-
went on.
the lights
Yeah.
went out.
Yeah. That
Hmm.
might have caused the lights to go out here.
It's possible
Interesting.
that it could have produced a surge that could have knocked them out.
A worldwide surge and an explosion. But Orner was on this island. Who did that?
Do you think that he might not have been working alone? Or that perhaps this was a bit more of a diversion?
Or it could be completely unrelated.
It could be.
There's a lot of
Dinzers.
assholes in this world.
Dinzers have a lot of enemies.
Many of them of their own making.
Yeah, and it seems as though that's what they're paying attention to right now. Sorry.
That does. If there's Odenbergite involved, and then the Dinzers will want to take care of it. It is a very dangerous material, and that is my point here. We can't just take that core and break it up as if it was some normal crystal that you can take a pickaxe to. You take a pickaxe to that thing, and you're probably going to blow up the island.
So it's better to keep it intact then.
Yes. But it's not enough to just keep it intact. How you use Odenbergite is also important. It is an unstable crystal. That is what Orner wanted to take advantage of. He was going to destabilize the matrix of the crystal and blow it up that way. None of us know how to deal with Odenbergite in a safe way. And you risk blowing the whole island up if you get it wrong. That's why I did not use it to power the signal. I just used the small core that was within the automaton that used to be our captain. The smaller, stabler crystal.
Well, if we can't offer them that, or if it's too dangerous to offer it to them, I have an idea for how we might get in there. It's crazy, probably won't work. And I'm saying this both in and out of character.
Like it already. Both in and out of character.
Same.
So I could basically wild shape into something with a burrowing speed, and we could try to
Oh,
tunnel into the temple,
gee.
like dig a hole under the underground and do it. It would take a long time, but
Also, we don't know how deep that temple goes, so I'm not sure
Kinda.
how. Isn't
Remember, Ash did see a map.
It's 9 levels deep.
well, you might have seen a map. That doesn't mean that you've gotten it completely memorized. What happens if we burrow into it and we burrow into, I don't know, a thing that would wind up killing us?
True. I would I'm just thinking at this point, just get under the wall and then go in from there. Like, not dig completely inside, just like get under the wall, pop up near the entrance and try to, sneak
Take a
past.
run for it.
More or less.
That would be very dangerous if
it
the
would.
heirs of Khan can see the activity of you burrowing upwards.
That's why I said this is a crazy idea.
It would
Let's
probably
put that.
make more sense if you tried to burrow inside the temple, at least in the first or second level.
I mean, the second level we could possibly too just go like 25, maybe 30 feet under. Like, you don't have to go super deep.
Right. The other concern is I can't burrow through stone walls. Like, I can turn.
So
like, the
you
best I
can
can do is,
burrow up to the stone wall and then we break it.
yeah, that's a possibility.
Here's another question. How stable are those burrows? Or is it just going to collapse behind you?
Effectively, in terms of gameplay, yes, a burrowing creature does not leave a tunnel behind them. So you would have to have him burrowing and you guys stabilizing the tunnel.
Okay.
Which, I mean, partially that's why it would take so long, because you're not just burrowing, you're using your burrow speed to hasten the speed with which you make a tunnel. But you'd have to deal with all that displaced dirt, and in game also, and this is coming from Tahaku, hiding the fact that you're building a tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's put that on
Down.
the back burner.
Far on the back burner.
We'll continue to brainstorm on that if it becomes more feasible than anything else that we've decided.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's a crazy deal. Like, this is off the stove as far as back burners go.
Yeah, the other problem is, like, you have to hide the operation, which means you would want to start as far away from the place as possible, but that just adds more time that it'll take you to actually get even to the outer wall. You can assume the outer wall doesn't go that deep down into the ground because it's just a wall, so you can burrow under it. But still, getting there would take you, possibly,
a long time,
depending on
a while.
I'll point out something else we haven't considered. We've already seen in combat our new buddies are better at magic than either any of us. So, I mean, we could be like, hey, do you know how to teleport?
That's a thought too.
I mean, we don't know what magic they have access to. Maybe they have a way to get in. Like, maybe they can turn us all invisible. I don't know. We'd have to talk to them about that. But they were able to do the big boom.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen one of those up close before.
Not that front row seat in it. Yeah, it was hot. It was a little too hot for my take.
But I mean, that is an option. See what abilities they have. Maybe they can assist us in sneaking in.
Yeah.
Once again, I am not quite sure that it would be the best idea to sneak if we can find any other way to get in there. Just saying. Sneaking in there means that we ultimately risk getting caught and turning the entire village into our enemy.
I mean, if we get caught when we're leaving, we just run and leave.
Yes, but there's a likelihood that we can get caught before we even get there.
Yeah, it matters how you get in.
Let's see if we can negotiate our way in there.
Alright.
And maybe try to figure out how to turn everything back on. Maybe that might be our way to, you know?
I don't have all my notes here, but do you think Scotia, her name?
Yeah, Scotia.
Do you think she would be able to help us convince some people to let us through? Let us in? Leave? I don't know.
It's possible, but at the same time, she could very well work completely against us with it as well, because she was exiled for her views on the treatment of men, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She wasn't exiled because she didn't agree with the rest of how things were run.
That's true.
So she might still feel that this island needs to be protected and that that temple is impassable.
And she
But she
doesn't
wants
want
to
any
leave.
part of this. She wants to leave.
Yeah, she wants to leave.
We promised we wouldn't tell anyone here about her.
Yeah.
Like, that's
mean-
not happening. She doesn't exist as far as we're concerned.
I mean,
Another thing-
that's all well and good. I was just thinking that maybe we could pull on that family tie. Like maybe she wouldn't want to leave without her sister, and if we could kind of break up the hierarchy, maybe we can sneak in easier, or someone would be able to let us in.
I suppose.
It's a long shot, and I
And
like
she's
like you
also
said,
very far away from the
Yeah.
rest of them.
yeah.
So
We have to
every
go all the way
day
back there.
we go further from the site is a day that it could be more likely that Orner could try something.
Or that something else could go wrong.
I don't think it's wise to leave the foreseeable area too long, particularly without Orner,
Yeah.
because it might feel like it might seem like we trust him a bit more, but I don't.
Oh, I just didn't want you to kill him right away.
And yes, okay, I admit I was a little bit trigger happy, but I didn't really know what I was doing
Little
at the
bit?
time. A lot of bit. Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay.
More a bit.
But yeah, he's trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he did turn over a new leaf and decided not to blow up the world, there still is the likelihood that he's gonna want to mess with the Dinzers. So
I mean, to be fair, they were kind of assholes to him.
yeah, yes, that I understand. But we just
So,
have to be careful. Maybe have somebody over to assist with the site. Have our own eyes on them.
I would agree.
Maybe that's something
Even if it's not one of us in particular.
that could be a job for Blip.
I can't communicate with Blip over 100 feet still. I've not learned how to make it longer because, God, that distance annoys me. But I've been trying. We always just cut off at 100 feet. We've been
I
practicing.
was thinking more along the lines of either like Ifune or Tohaku. Somebody else.
Tahaku's a bad idea.
Yeah, he is, but
No offense to Haku, I feel like you'd strangle him at some point. Just from being suspicious.
Karu, you're muted.
Might make it look like an accident.
Yeah, that won't
You're
matter.
not that subtle.
No.
And plus, if you kill him before you get to bring him back to the mainland, there goes all your glory. Think of what a hero you'll be for bringing this, such a dangerous terrorist back alive.
You have a valid point.
But I mean, if you guys want, I could stay over there. Like, I don't mind. Because if shit does hit the fan and I need to run away, I'm pretty good at that.
I mean, that's fair.
And again, I'd have one set of eyes plus the extra set of eyes with Blip. I'd be fine with that if you guys want me to.
Like I said, we'd also have to consider where we're going and how far we'd be willing to go. Honestly, depending on what our plan winds up being, we could have several people make their way over to the Cliff of Eyes, hang out, compare notes, try and see what we can do to assist. Maybe they have materials that we can use to craft things that could be seen as useful for trade. We're still going to be here for a while, regardless. So we might want to make ourselves more valuable in their eyes as well as the Serpent Whisperers.
Hey, they want to see the volcano.
We could offer to take some of them there.
And then if
To
you
check it
happen
out.
to go other places, well,
On the way.
yeah.
I know that one chick was really interested in going to the volcano, so you'd have at least one interested in being shown where the portal is.
Another one wanted to see those crabs.
Mhm.
Actually, she did too. I don't want to see
I'm-
those crabs again, though, no offense.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious, but also I'm gonna kind of turn my head to look into Haka's direction. It sounds like it's easy to get in over your head with them.
Look, no one died, and we've learned a lesson.
Yeah.
We
Don't
just
let
didn't
you.
know they existed on this island.
You know, a lot of
Don't
things
try and
tried
save
to
the
kill us
fish. Listen, it was dumb enough to get beach. We should have either taken it with us for food or left it there.
But it's a dolphin. It's not a fish.
It swims
a
in the water.
sentient
It's
creature.
a fish.
here. No. You swim in the water sometimes, don't you?
It's an intelligent creature.
So is a pig, but
Okay.
we eat them.
I mean, in their defense, they would absolutely eat you back.
It's a fish.
A fish that you can befriend and that can help you.
You can befriend any animal if you feed them. Again, it's a fish. What am I missing here?
Dolphins are incredibly intelligent beings.
Okay, can we put a pin in the dolphin talk and sort of figure out
What we're doing.
Orner, yeah, so right now, Orner stayed with the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if we don't want Orner to be around them by themselves, should one of us be there too?
That's what I was suggesting. Honestly,
Ash,
we-
you seem to have a certain repertoire with them.
What's that word mean?
do you mean rapport?
Repartee.
Rapport, yeah, you have a good way of communicating with them.
Okay. If you mean I'm blunt as hell, sure. Okay.
Again,
Suddenly,
even if we,
Kinzer has misgivings about this.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind going over there and keeping an eye. And again, I'd have two sets of eyes.
also,
And also, you'd be going under there in information exchange and planning.
Yeah.
make
So.
suggestions on how he could gain their trust a little bit. If only, and like I said, perhaps they have things that they can trade. Perhaps they have skills that they can lend.
I mean, he has a bunch of
Although-
adventurers as bodyguards. Hunters. Boom. There you go.
While I do agree that the bluntness of Miss Ash here may be to our disadvantage, the advantage you have is Blip, and he points at a corner where Blip definitely isn't. Which means if you need to send word, you can send your little companion to find someone.
Mm-hmm. Also, at that, Tahaku just feels a poke on the back of his head.
He just makes a face but does not move.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, Blip's right behind you, isn't he?
Then Tahaku just hears a really creepy whisper in his ear that says, "I'm right here."
Yeah.
Can it even speak anything other than, or does it share whatever languages you share? Oh god, that'd be weird.
Languages common and infernal.
Oh.
terrifying. The imp can speak.
Yep. Oh yeah, you didn't know that. Oh, you didn't know that.
Get it away from me.
Oh, he's already
But
gone.
it's
He
a-
was just messing with you.
But it's an intelligent creature, Tahaku.
No, that
Yes,
is
I'm
true.
seeing
You
that.
could make friends with it, and it could help you. And I'm just going to kind
I
of
am
hold
kind of
a piece of
counting on
meat.
it. I am counting on it to help us, which
You
is why
hear a
I
little
said
evil laugh from behind Ash now.
my point remains. If she needs to find us, she can send the imp to find us.
Yeah.
She may not be able to see through him after 100 feet, but he can certainly go farther, can't he?
Oh yes.
And if he is an intelligent creature, then he doesn't need to be manipulated by you to let us know that you need us.
No. Though at the same time, I would probably tell him to run up to you and just scream, "Ah, help!" Just to freak you out.
We know what the signal is.
Exactly.
It's Tahaku screaming like a little girl.
What's wrong with screaming like a little girl?
It's very high pitched.
It is meant to
Nothing
be
wrong.
high pitched so that others can hear it from a distance.
Nothing wrong with screaming like a girl.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's still very high pitched.
You just don't want to be near it.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the plan then?
I can
Yeah,
go to
just-
the noble and start giving ideas on how to deal with the serpent whisperers and like help out where I can.
What they got.
Maybe learn how the ship works, though I'm not giving promises on that. I'm willing to try learning. I make no promises.
If you feel like you need to take a break from it, I can as well.
Tahaku
Honestly, more often than not, I'd be more comfortable having at least one more person with you as well, just in case.
Well, they do want you to learn how to fly the ship.
So that would be a reason for us being there.
So
Yeah.
Copper and I could go, and then we also have Blip to fly back if we need to send a message.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Because Blip can fly faster than I can walk.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know how to pilot a ship.
Listen, the
You
more
do
people we know who can pilot, the better.
Especially if we're on the fly and we don't actually get to choose who is there to start things up.
Yes, that is a fair point. I'm just pointing out you do have someone on your
Yeah,
side.
well, and we appreciate that. But also, this gives us a reason to be there as well.
Yeah, and they could scope out their ship and find out all the stuff they have.
And, keep an eye on Arner. Make sure he
Yeah.
doesn't run off with it.
Very well. All right, so you're leaving Copper and Ash to go with the noble. What's his name again?
Verax.
Vibracus or something like that. Wrote it down.
Do you know that name?
Vibracus.
No, unfortunately, I do not.
Okay. Figured I'd ask.
While the rest of us try to convince somehow the Serpent Whisperers to let us into the temple.
I had another idea that no one's gonna like.
Uh-oh.
We do have leverage. We know where the men's camp is.
Yeah.
That, I don't like that at all.
Nah.
I don't either.
Yeah, no.
But
I mean, they already have somebody going to look for man and boy.
right.
Or
Yeah, Vibracus has already kind of said he's doing
so
got that on his list.
It's not entirely unlikely that they could stumble upon the camp anyhow.
But if they stumble upon it, it's not on us and us blabbing.
The flip side of that is they could be allies if things go south. They want to get off the island too.
I don't
Out
think
of
we're going to
character,
fit
I thought
the whole village inside that ship.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know, but at take trips, we can convince them in one way or another.
I
Perhaps.
mean, even if it's get off the island with who we have and then have him hire a bigger ship
Right.
to return and take whoever. Not
I'm
quite
just
sure.
thinking there's safety in numbers in whatever way possible. So
That's fair.
No,
and
that would imply we are setting the monster men up to be in battle, open battle.
Yeah. We
and
don't
it's
want
not.
that.
There's what, a dozen of them,
Yeah,
And we
that's
don't
not.
know.
And half
and
of
that's
them are children.
including.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we don't know how
Yeah.
people they are fighting.
They looked like they were capable of fighting. The problem was there was like maybe 6 adults.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
The only reason they haven't been obliterated right now is because of the T-Rex.
new plan, the T-Rex as our ally.
Yeah. Good luck with that
Yeah.
one.
Just feed him meat. That's what you do with Blip, right?
I mean, to feed him meat, we'd have to feed him like people-sized meat to make him even thankful for a snack.
Tohaku kind of chuckles. Just feed him Warner.
That's not people-sized meat.
It's a good entree.
That could work.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to get a T-Rex on our side, I'm not saying I can guarantee anything, but I could try.
Well, we will have to see, I suppose.
Yeah. God, I hope that would work.
It'd
Otherwise,
be
I'm
odds that
otherwise I'm
Fire Elemental would be willing to side with us too.
I don't think
I'm
the
not
fire
gonna try
elemental would
talking
want
to that guy
anything.
again.
No.
That fire elemental would not want anything to do with any of
Okay.
us, unless it was to light us on fire.
All right. So with seeds of a plan, you all go to sleep, probably a restless sleep with a lot going through your head. And
Be
I
boy.
think it's been a week at least, probably more than a week, but you guys have been away for an earning
Mhm.
trust roll.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Let's
let's roll it.
let's check up on how your trust is with the Serpent Whisperers.
Yeah.
And who's been keeping track of your bonus to that roll?
Hold on. From our last one, come on, bio. We had, it looks like a plus 61.
Holy crap, I didn't know you had that much.
We have been doing a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've gained a lot of trust. Okay, so it's a D100 plus 61. Wow. Well, you're guaranteed to not botch it at least, even if you
That's
roll a
good.
1.
That's good.
Do you want? Who
Who
do you want
wants to
do it?
roll it?
I mean, I kind of do, just because I like rolling D100s. But
For show.
Go for it.
alrighty.
Well, it's a good thing you can't
Well,
botch it.
you know what? Hold on. Just because this is extra life, can I buy myself a reroll?
No.
I rolled a
not
4.
not for this one.
Mm.
Wow.
I
Okay.
never said I was gonna be good at it.
The only
As
time
a-
a roll that low is good is if you're trying to ask for divine intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a good divine intervention D100,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry. I'm
Right, Nina?
yes. my character does not believe.
okay, 65. Well, like I said, you literally cannot botch it with a plus 61. 65 means you have gained trust with the Serpent Whisperers for the month. 65. You gain 2 temporary benefits. So the benefits you had before that were also temporary, I believe. Or did you guys have a
We had one permanent,
one
which
permanent,
was our
right?
ally.
Right.
The ally favor, right? Okay. So you get 2 temporary benefits this time, but no
No permanent.
permanent
Well,
ones.
somebody else can roll it next time.
All right. So Should I roll for it or should I pick? I feel like I should be picking here. I'm gonna pick at least one. You get the charmed benefit, which I think is gonna work in your advantage. You get all charisma checks made when dealing with the serpent whisperers are made with advantage.
Good.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Oh,
And once again, because I think this is the same one you got last time, you are good on supplies, so you do not have to worry about food and water to survive until the end of the month. So you have another month of no necessary need to go hunting and such or foraging for food. You're basically supplied with what you need to survive by the serpent whisperers, which
Cool.
frees up some time on your half.
Yeah.
I kind of admit while I'm at the site, I probably want to see if they have any metal that I can work with.
They do not.
Dang it.
Wait, uh, at the three hands down.
Yes.
Oh, they might. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, because you haven't been working with metal so far. You've been working with stone.
Well, I know, but I am proficient in smith's tools, if only for self-repair and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. They've got like that's why they have such high value on obsidian because that is the hardest thing that they work with, obsidian, because there's no steel, no metal. Okay, so you have a new week ahead of you. What are you all planning to do?
Copper and I are heading to the Cliff of the Eyes.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going there to spend, like, basically live with or them, and what exactly are you trying to do? Like, what's your
Well,
goals to accomplish?
at least in part, I'd like to familiarize myself with the ship itself, since they did offer.
Okay.
Yeah, same
I would
here because I'm
also-
curious. It's the first time I've
I-
been on a flying ship.
I would also like to see what I can do to build a little bit of trust with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Like
kind of
if
want
they
to.
have any repairs that they need done that I could be of any assistance with, even if it's just heavy lifting.
I mean, they did have a bit of a tough landing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's small repairs and like dents to get rid of and so on.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I do have the tools for it.
Okay.
As for Ash, it's going to be helping out where she can. Trying to learn about the ship. She's not sure how useful she'll be at it. And also just talking to the noble about things he could possibly do to get the serpent whisperers on his side. What we've been learning in terms of, like, they need things for trade, we did hunting for them, all this kind of crap. And also I'm gonna make sure, like, I'm talking to Orner and just keeping an eye on him a bit. If I'm with the noble and Orner's and around, I try to have Blip keep an eye on Orner and just give me updates. Just so, someone's watching him. And it's kind of nice to also have someone watching him when he thinks he's alone to see how he might act.
Okay.
Like, just keeping an eye on him, but...
All right. What about the other three?
I'd like to spend at least some time this week using my herbalism kit to try to make some healing potions.
Okay.
Because, if we have to do another big expedition out in the jungle, out in the forest, or whatever, those could be useful. Other than that, making myself just available if things need doing around the village as well.
What about you, Nina?
I definitely need to buy more arrows. Do we have any currency left?
Let me take a look. We have, wow, 20 bartering points. Oh, Karu, crap. One of the things we had should have bumped our earning trust up by another 10.
I thought that
That
was
was one of
included
our-
in the 60.
No, it wasn't.
What
You
do we
sure?
do?
That was one of our temporary bonuses from the last earning trust.
Yeah, I thought you
Plus
had
10 to
included.
the next earning trust. I didn't add that. So we should have had a
Hmm.
plus 70 or 71. Sorry. I just scrolled down and was like, shit, there's more stuff.
So that would have bumped it up to what? We had 60,
75.
75.
Not sure if that changes anything at all.
No.
No? Okay.
The range for the one that you fell in was up to 75.
Okay.
If you had one more, then you
Dang
would
it.
have gained another
That's
permanent benefit.
unfortunate.
Shoot.
All right. Okay, so yeah, you do some trade. That's pretty fast. So, assuming you're using the 20 trade points you have left.
We stock up on arrows. Yeah, that's really it. Then
Trying to talk to them at this point, or are we waiting for Copper and Ash to get back?
I start trying to figure out what we can do. Um, I have a relationship with Buddha. So Zen wants to try to talk to her about how we can make progress. Like,
Okay. So you ask Vuda about how, like, do you mention you want to go into the temple, or like how are you framing this?
I want to frame it as in uh, that we think that more could be coming, and if we could figure out a way to turn the lights back on, and if that meant going into the temple, if that was possible.
Vuda kind of shakes her head and goes, "No one is allowed in the temple besides the key holders." And since Viothe's sister was exiled, there has only been one key holder in the village, and that is Viothe herself. If you wanted one of you to be granted permission, you would have to become a key holder. And only a serpent whisperer can become a key holder. And you would have to do something great enough to earn the trust to become a leader of the village.
Like, what exactly?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Viothe herself.
What if the other key holder showed up? Did they just walk in, or is it like that person did they
That
die?
person is dead. If they were to show up here, they would be dead.
Oh, so dead people can't open up the temple. Gotcha.
No. If Viothe's sister were to come back, she would be killed.
whoever this person is dead anyway. Okay. Just, I didn't know if they were like lost or something. Okay. And I'll try that. So then the following day, I would have talked to Viethe and ask what the job requirements.
Are you taking anyone with you, or are you just going alone to ask about this?
I'm going to tell Tan what I
Okay.
learned and ask them, like, do you want to go with me to see if, like,
I don't speak the language very well, but I can accompany for moral support.
Viethe speaks common though, right?
VFA does speak common, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Then sure, I'll go.
Yeah. Let's I don't know. Let's see if I don't know what sort of like job requirements this key holder thing is.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go.
So you go and seek out Viothe. And to begin with, she tells you the same thing that Vuda says. You only a serpent whisperer can be leader of the serpent whisperers. Therefore, anyone who wanted to become leader of this village would have to first be welcomed among us, and that means agreeing to all the laws that apply to the serpent whisperers.
Okay, so let's say we did that. Then what would we have to do?
Well, you would have to do something worthy of not just gaining our trust as you have all this time, but something that would give us reason to believe you are a good choice as a leader. Someone who would dedicate themselves and their lives to protect the serpent whisperers, their laws, the temple. Such a feat would require a great monumental thing.
What did you do? So I can get an idea,
There was a creature that terrorized our village when we were young. My sister and I managed to defeat it and bring security to our village.
There's no creature under threat though, so
Well, there is that giant lizard.
there is that.
There is one other that we would like to see dead.
That would be
There is a creature in the far northern corner of the island. We are not sure what it is, because every time I have sent my warriors there, they do not return.
Isn't that near where the heirs of Kong are? The Kong people?
Farther north. All we know is that once one of my people managed to escape, and she brought back a stone head that looked like one of our warriors.
That's interesting. So if Orner did something like this, would he become a leader? I don't know how that works because he's like a gnome and a guy.
He is a serpent whisperer, but he is not qualified to be a leader.
Because he's a guy?
Correct.
So if someone agrees to become a serpent whisperer, they do the thing and they become like the key person. They can allow anyone in?
No, only the key holder can enter the temple.
What if the key holder invites other people in?
That is against our laws.
What if you go inside and you realize something's really, really wrong? Are you allowed to invite people in
There's
then?
security inside the temple. We do not mess with the temple. That is part of our duty as key holders.
Yeah, but the lights went out and we're trying to help you turn the lights back on. Have you got inside to figure out why the lights went off?
I do not understand the powers of the temple. I just protect it.
So that's a no. You haven't gone in to figure out why the lights went off.
No, I have not.
Okay. You're the leader, though. If you wanted to like invite everybody in, everybody be like, well, you're the leader. Okay.
No. We have to maintain the secrets of the temple. I can't just let anyone inside the temple. That is too dangerous, both for the temple and for anyone entering. Another key, we have lost key holders who have gone too deep into the temple. The temple protects itself even from us, and we must respect that. It is too dangerous.
Oh, so
Can I
you
talk
don't
to
get.
you?
Go ahead, Dan.
Zen, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Go off to the side. Do you think we need to convince her that it's safer to turn them back on? Right? So if we told her one of us knew how this sort of technology works, someone that they trust, someone that they can go in with supervision, tell her that it's better for the people to have the lights back on. This place is not hidden anymore. There's going to be more people. If we tell her all that, do you think that would sway her anymore?
What you said. Tell her.
Okay. Okay. We go back. Biothe, your people aren't protected anymore. When the lights went out, this island is not safe. You've already seen people are coming. People are going to find it. The more people that find it, the more dangerous this is going to get. What if we knew someone who might be able to fix what's happened, might be able to restore the power that the island had? would you be willing to break one law to save your village, save your island, save what's on this island?
Who is this person?
I look at Zen.
Oh,
You know how to. You know You know how this temple works.
idea of how it might. Yeah.
You have an idea of how a temple that you've just only now seen works. How?
That's the issue, is we don't know what the inside looks like, but we're from places that have similar technology that might have a similar way of working. We just don't know.
Before I even considered letting even one of you enter, you would have to prove yourselves.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Tell us what you want us to do.
Either take care of that large creature that is blocking my warriors from finding the escaped men, or find out who is in the northern corner of the island and take them out so that that place may be safe for us to go to.
Okay. You will go and figure out what we can do.
Very well.
Go out. I look at Tan. I don't know. Lizard or stone thing?
I say lizard.
Closer.
Closer, because we wouldn't have to travel, get worn down, and then travel back.
Yeah.
We can also warn the people before we do this.
Yeah. The others, because that's we're good. We're good. We're good, Tan. But we're not that good.
Maybe with the full capabilities of the others, the other people we just found. Rain and Vision and all of them. 9 of us, not counting the noble, might be able to do it
Yeah.
if we do it properly. Sneak up on it, set traps.
Okay. Let's talk to the others about that.
Okay. Halfway through the week, Rain and Vision approach you, Ash, about setting out on an expedition to the Fire Mountain.
I mean, that is a possibility, but I don't think the 3 of us alone it would be safe. It's pretty far away.
Well, we can take Copper as well.
Listen, I want at least one person who understands this ship. I haven't retained anything. Copper, I trust to actually learn things on this ship.
Well, I suppose we could ask Gary, and Gary's like, I don't like the heat. But I suppose...
Would you rather sit here in the humid heat or go somewhere where you can at least possibly fight? And, like,
Fight.
take a...
Fight in the heat of a volcano, an active volcano.
Would you rather sit here in the humidity doing absolutely nothing and just suffering?
I can at least go dip in the water.
Right. I've totally seen you go do that. I think someone's hungry.
Yes, he's very hungry.
Because it's also 8 o'clock.
Okay. Alright, fine. So, the four of us, we go find this place. You said, why did you guys go there in the first place anyways?
Obsidian.
When it came to the village, there were materials that you could only get there that they consider valuable. So we went there.
Barbacus kind of claps his hands and goes, excellent! Then you can go there and obtain more of these things and we can trade them with the village to gain their trust.
And
It's
technically
not going to
speaking,
be
that would
that
work.
easy, but...
I am going to point out that things did try and kill us.
Yes, well, I know that my friends here are very capable with their magic.
I've only seen them use fire. Is fire all they can do? Because that might not be such a good idea at a volcano.
That is true. I'm going to point out we fought things that were literally on fire. If all you can do is a fire thing, like, boom,
I mean,
it's just going to tickle them. Yeah, what kind of magic can you all do? I'm really curious about that.
I mean, Firebolt is the only thing we can do on a normal basis, but we have some other spells. Most of them are fire, but...
Have you ever heard the fact that you shouldn't specialize in one type of element?
Well, when your draconic ancestry is red dragon, it's a bit hard to master other elements.
Why not at least like lightning?
No, but, well, if push comes to shove, we do have the ability to blast cold as well.
That works. Next question. If we have to run away, can you teleport us fast? Can you make us go faster? Like...
If it is just the four of us, then I think we can do that, yes.
Oh, cool. Good to know. I'm gonna have to go
just
talk to...
stick close to one of us, and Yari stays close to the other one, and then we can just hold hands and dimension door away.
Cool. Luckily, I don't like getting close in fights. I would have to talk to Copper and make sure he's cool with it.
You're getting into a fight without me?
You gotta understand this ship.
I mean, it's...
You've seen me trying to learn these things.
Yeah, and Karu, how well have I retained?
Because of the fact that, like, you were originally programmed to be a pilot, and they probably have this, because they have, like, autopilot modes in these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, learning it, like, consciously is still something you need to do. You've realized that if you like stop paying attention and just go into like autopilot mode, you know instinctively what to do, but as soon as you start paying attention, you're like, wait, like the connection is missing.
Yeah.
But that's helped in getting like a hand of it faster.
So basically he has muscle memory.
I could do this in my sleep, yes.
Yeah. He just has to know how to do it awake.
Yeah. I mean, it helps when I'm not actually paying attention to it.
Yeah, well, Copper, you gotta be able to pay attention to it as well. So, how about you stay here, and then, I mean, you can help everyone else. You can help Warner, you can help, our noble buddy.
Peku. By the way, can you write his name? Because I will never be able to pronounce that.
Just keep an eye on everything, basically. And I can go show them where the mountain is.
And try not to get yourself killed. That, like the last time you weren't with me.
I'm gonna point out, I didn't nearly die on the volcano. I'm the one who kept us getting burnt to a crisp.
Yes.
I'm gonna point
But
that
like
out.
I said, the last time you weren't with me.
Those crabs are near the ocean. We're going the opposite direction. I'll be fine. I just will never trust crabs in my life. There aren't crabs that are on fire, are there?
Probably.
Probably.
Okay, well, you guys take care of the crabs on fire first, please. Just warning you right now, if I see a crab on fire, it's the first thing I'm gonna kill.
What about, like, snakes on fire? Or beetles? I've heard there's fire beetles.
I'm still gonna aim for the crabs first. Though I don't trust the
beetles-
snakes either.
Beetles are kind of similar to crabs.
They're different, though. Crabs are my first target. The only crabs I will tolerate being around are ones that are dead and cooked and I can eat them.
Alright, fine. Okay.
Do we want to head out tomorrow morning?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll get everything ready, and we'll go.
Sounds good. Tomorrow morning it is.
Okay.
Once I move away from the group, I just mentally tell Blip, go tell the others at the village about this, please.
Alright. So Blip goes on his way to the village, and in the village that night, that's the same day approximately that Tan and Zen spoke to Viathe about this crazy idea. And Blip arrives that night to the camp where you guys are getting ready to go to bed. You're muted too.
While you're getting ready to go to bed, Zen, at one point you just turn around and look at your bed, and Blip's just sitting there staring at you.
Hey. Is Ash okay?
Yes. The others want to go to Volcano.
So she's going to the volcano with the...
Leaving tomorrow.
Oh, the ones that wanted to go to the volcano. Okay. Copper going?
Nope. Staying, keeping an eye on Chip.
Huh. Guess I could go too. Tan, did you want to go? Zeri? We should ask Tan and Zeri.
Well, they should be getting ready for bed as well. You're in a little hut, so.
Out of character, I'm just gonna point out, if you plan shit right, you can actually probably pass right by them if you both leave tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm...
That's what Ash is hoping for. That's why she sent Split tonight.
What about you two? Do you want to go, or?
I feel like it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because last time Zeri and I wandered off by ourselves, it didn't go so hot.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And we got supplies. We got some arrows. We got food. We got stuff.
And if you
Yeah.
want to fight a T-Rex on the way,
Yeah.
Well, not really, but
would you rather fight that or something that petrifies people?
I was gonna
I
say,
mean-
I neither, but of the two, I feel like I would be more successful against the giant lizard.
Yeah, I think the others might be interested in fighting a giant lizard.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out. It's like, do you want to go into boiling water or do you want to jump into a fire? Neither one is a good idea.
It's like I guess I'd go with the thing that I think I probably know more about, which would be the giant lizard.
Yeah.
The natural creature, not the supernatural creature.
Yes, the druid would feel more comfortable taking on something that is a beast versus a who knows what it is.
And you never know. Maybe you'll learn how to wild shape into that beast later on.
That'd be cool for sure.
You would literally have a reason in story as to why you can transform into a T-Rex.
Well, polymorph,
Yes.
not
Yeah,
wild shape.
polymorph.
Yeah.
I'd never be able to do it for wild shape, but definitely for polymorph.
Well,
Plus it's closer anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, I mean, going to the volcano's enough.
Yeah.
Who knows how long it would take to get up to the stone thing? I could only imagine what it is.
plus we've been going through lands that we've never been through, so who knows what else we'd be encountering along the way.
Yeah.
Right,
So
my vote is with a heavy sigh for the giant lizard.
yeah. Giant lizard volcano.
Okay, so you prepare quickly that night and set off the next morning to try and head off. And
Was I able to get any potions made in the?
yeah, this is 3 days later, so you had 3 days to work on potions.
Okay.
I'd have to look up how that works. And I think there's a downtime for like creating
Nope, don't rub against the mic.
magical items, which would kind of fit for that.
Yeah, there's something in there is. I mean, I know there's something in Xanathar's. Let me see if I can find it on.
Yeah, there is a downtime activities in the compendium. It's just a lot of reading, so I don't want to do that in the middle of the game. But we'll work it out and figure out how many potions you can make in those 3 days, and what rules are involved.
I hope
So
you
you
guys are
will
enjoying
potentially
your-
have a couple of healing potions with you when you go to fight the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
oh man, you're fighting him without Copper. Copper's gonna be
Leave the
so
mic alone!
mad. Copper is going to be so upset if y'all don't die. Well, if you die, he's gonna be even more upset. But still,
uh-huh. Well,
just
I mean,
just don't mention it to them, or they will absolutely be like, okay, bye, and then come with. Don't care.
you could have gone with them.
Contracts written up. Because if we have our contracts written up,
Contract is written up.
Right. Yeah.
here's the thing: if we have the contracts written up and we have it worded to where we can basically honor proof it without honor knowing that we want to honor proof it, then I think it'd be all right if Copper went. But
I'm not smart enough for that.
I mean, I'm kind of smart enough for that base, but I don't have the experience for it.
Maybe let's not be suspicious.
I was gonna say we can also send Hifune that way, and let
Yeah.
her keep an eye on things. At least for the time. Like if we're going to fight the dinosaur, we can fight the dinosaur, and then Copper can go back, and then we can go to the volcano.
we could send it to Haku because we're
could bring-
concerned for their safety in general, right? But Haku, like,
That's
Or you can
yeah,
have-
no, I don't trust Haku
don't trust the
to
Haku either.
control himself. I really don't trust him
Just
to
a
control himself.
lovable guy.
He's not going to do anything in front of the guy.
I also don't trust Orner not to do something to agitate Tahaku to the point where he messes things up.
Yeah, they're gonna antagonize each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
Orner particularly is gonna go at Tahaku to try and like get him discredited, get the noble to be like, oh, I don't like you.
Unless if Orner wants to come see the volcano.
I mean,
No.
God, I wish.
I wish too, because
He doesn't want to see the really creepy portal that goes to different places?
I mean, who knows?
No.
It might have been a recent addition.
Maybe it's gotten bigger.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because you know
I think Kaharu is hinting very subtly that Orner is staying.
that he's. Yeah, I
That's
know
how it's
Orner
gonna
is saying.
That's how it's gonna end. The portal's gonna get big enough to just eat the whole island or something.
I mean, who knows? Maybe
That wouldn't be the
Order
first time in
Bride
this
actually
world.
ripped- Yeah.
So we send Yufune.
So what do you want to do? You want to send Ifune to replace Copper
Mhm.
and have Copper catch up with the others?
Yep.
See, it doesn't make sense though.
But Copper will be so upset.
Yeah. And also, if we're going to take a big old lizard, someone with a sword who can go pointy,
And,
Uh-huh.
stabby stab.
Uh-huh.
That's
He
fair.
could do big stabby stabs.
I mean, assuming that Ash wants to on purpose kind of aim to possibly intersect with those coming from the village, you could probably catch up in like mid-morning because it's just like one tile, right? One
Yeah.
hex. So if you guys went with Ifune, she could and you guys waited there for Ifune to
Yeah.
get back to the ship and tell Copper to move his ass.
Yeah.
You
clang,
could
clang, 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 clang.
you could
Yeah.
do that and like have Copper catch up with you and leave Ifune in charge of the three hands down.
Also,
I mean,
don't you mean my
Ifune
aft?
has interacted the most with the Serpent Whispers.
She probably could give more insight into them.
She's definitely well versed in what they need in terms of supplies and that kind of thing. So yeah,
That works.
that is
That works. There we go.
okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Yufune. That's a great idea. Yeah, that's good thinking, Yufune. See?
They also have really yummy food from mainland.
I mean, that's fair. Ifune's been learning to cook a lot of like things here. She's because remember she was the cook of
She
the
was
I
the
know.
cook on the ship.
on the
Yeah.
ship. But yeah, okay. So you send Ifune there. I did find the potion of healing thing. It takes 1 day and 25 gold to make a potion of healing. Obviously, the gold has to be. It's just items basically. So probably 25 gold is the equivalent of maybe 2 days of like gathering items or buying them off the trade with whatever trade you have.
Yeah.
And then it takes 1 day to actually brew the potion. So in
Okay.
3 days, you probably could have made 1 potion of healing.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So you have 1 potion of healing, and the whole party plus 3 of the others head towards. They're assuming. Do you guys tell them what you're planning once everyone's together? Because yeah, up to right now, Ash was just wanting some backup. She had no idea you were planning to go kill a T-Rex.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Just be honest with them.
Yeah, I be like, well,
Yeah, after a while, Zin's gonna be like, okay, I know you want to do the whole volcano thing. We could do this before the volcano, after the volcano, but if you want to get in good with the Serpent Whispers and kind of help us out, maybe help everyone out, we can either A, take out the big lizard that's right over there, or B, go all the way to the north end of the island
In
and fight
unexplored territory.
unexplored territory and fight something that turn somebody's head into stone.
I'd like the lizard, please.
I vote lizard.
Lizard. Yes.
Wait, that's a thing?
Guess so. What about you three? I mean, it'll get us really in good with the Serpent Whisperers if we took out one of the two things. We'll still do the volcano. We're not
Oh,
going
the
to cheat
lizard
you
is
out of
on
the
the
volcano.
way.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
lizard's on the way, or like for volcano, on the way to volcano, or on the way back from the volcano. Up to you three.
How big of a lizard are we talking about?
Big enough the Serpent Whisperers haven't been able to kill it.
Yeah.
Big enough that one of its feet is probably the size of me.
So we're talking it's probably a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Those
Maybe?
Oh, that's what
things-
they're called.
They're scary. But
I've heard of them. I've never actually fought one.
Bragging rights.
Here's
Rain
your
is
chance.
kind of like, meanwhile, Vision is like, I like this idea. Let's do it.
I will point
so
out
Vision-
also
I like it.
fireworks on lizards.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes, that is a good point.
Uh-huh.
All right, lizard it is. Let's go hunt
Also,
yourselves a
things-
lizard.
Things that big must be easier to hit.
Also, I have a question, Karu. Are any of these guys confused as to how Zen and the others seem to conveniently be able to meet up the next morning with us as we're traveling?
That's a good point.
I'm just asking because it's like,
Let me grab their sheets. Let me see how wise they are.
If they ask, then it's got an answer.
Yeah. When you guys meet up, Vision kind of looks to the group that has approached, looks to Ash, looks back.
She's able to send what are those message things? Magic? It's a weird thing. Have you ever had it happen to you?
Yes, I also know that that spell does not have that wide a range. I have heard some clerics can do it, though. Are you a cleric, Ash?
do I look like a cleric to you?
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So how did you send a message to them?
Magic.
Magic? I don't know.
Magic.
They're here now.
Fascinating. They
There's
actually
just
have...
a lot of ways to send messages by magic.
Okay. Everything continues on.
All right.
While you guys are traveling to Goliath, Ash, you do hear a like someone whispering in your ear, but no one's beside you. I don't know how you did it, but I am going to keep my eye on you.
Okay.
Respond to this message.
Could I recognize that voice?
Yes, it is Vision,
Okay. Good to know.
who happens to have messages cantrips.
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
Nice.
It's like, yes, I know perfectly well how message work. It doesn't work like that.
Meanwhile, Ash just waits until Vision is looking at her and just waves at him. And if he waits until Ash isn't looking, Blip is watching Vision from, like, somewhere else and just lets Ash know when Vision is looking at her so she can wave without looking. Listen, I'm gonna mess with this guy.
All right. So, yeah, you head towards the area where you assume the lair is. You're not quite sure, but you know it's between the Monster Men camp and where the... So you guys meet up.
So, Ranger Buddy, you think you can track a T-Rex?
we've seen one of its prints, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw some of its prints somewhere near. That's why you know more or less the area. You also heard from the monster men that the lair was between the two villages, which is why the
Yeah.
monster men have not been wiped out.
Yeah. So I know good part of it.
Somewhere in that
Yeah.
area. Has Vuda ever seen this thing near her cave?
Vuda wouldn't set up a cave anywhere near that.
No.
Sorry.
So
Clear.
like
it
here,
would have
here.
eaten. Yeah, it has to be south of her cave because otherwise it would have eaten her tigers.
And her.
So,
And you
And
also
her.
have to assume that the monster men did not make their camp terribly near there either.
So
Yeah,
I'm guessing
so
we
it's-
check this square.
yeah.
Okay. So survival check.
Okie dokie.
You can do it.
Yes, you can.
do it.
The good news is you rolled a natural 20 to find a T-Rex. The bad news, you found a T-Rex.
Bad news is it's a T-Rex.
It is happy. Yeah. While we're en route, Ziri will give Tan the potion of healing that he brewed.
I mean,
Just
Can
in
I
case.
be honest?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna be swallowed whole. Like, that is a legitimate concern.
As we're going, Karu, I am gonna have Blip basically fly above to try and keep like a longer distance view, just in case. Because I mean, there's gotta be some breaks in the bush as it moves around, right?
Yeah.
Having trouble there, Karu.
Yes.
Oh, look! We picked the right square!
That's right. Oh, the natural 20 to find a T-Rex. Found the T-Rex.
Yep.
Yeah, helped with the fact that you guys pinpointed the exact hex where the lair was. The hex is a 3-mile wide area,
Yeah.
so it's
But
still
still.
pretty wide. But a Tyrannosaurus Rex probably has a pretty large hunting ground as well. So you managed to find the hunting ground basically, and kind of carefully start approaching, and that is where we're going to end this session, so we can start next session with you guys figuring out exactly how you're planning to take out this T-Rex.
I'm gonna ask, does anyone know how tall a T-Rex is?
It is a huge creature.
Yeah,
I'm
how tall
thinking-
is it?
I'm thinking something like 40 feet,
Cool, so,
40, 50 feet.
Between 12 and 20.
so, hypothetically, what would happen if I cast darkness on its head?
You could probably do that.
You'd be able to see its body. Everyone could still see it. It couldn't see us.
I did
I mean-
that. I did that exact thing when I fought a Fomorian once.
Nice. I mean the big issue is if it goes down to bite you, it is going to get its head out of the cloud of darkness.
Yes.
It will need to get pretty low on the ground to eat Tan after all.
Oh, come on.
We love you, Tan.
Oh boy.
I have this feeling that Nina's not making a short character for the next arc.
No, we're gonna be Goliath at that point.
I mean, I'm the one who's closest to its mouth, height-wise.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
if you
true.
want, I can just cast darkness on you, Tan.
But
I
then
feel
we
like
can't
that
do
wouldn't
anything.
go so well, just running in circles in the dark, like trying to shoot this thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be able to see you.
Could play whack-a-mole, like pop out, shoot it, pop back in.
I mean, no, if I cast, like, darkness on, say, some, like, the weapon you're holding, You'd run with the weapon and the darkness would follow you.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's centered
God.
on a point, and that point can be an object, in
Yep.
which case
Yeah.
the darkness moves.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Ash could
Huh.
technically just say cast darkness on her scarf and have darkness around her.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely had a player before use darkness to their advantage and just pop out of the darkness, shoot, and then go back into the darkness.
Yep.
Fun fact,
it's a
that was
good-
a warlock as
color.
well. A sorcerer/warlock.
Yeah, with boots of flying, so you could fly up to the top of like the dome of darkness and peek out there.
Pew pew!
So they were far away.
Sink back.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys, and tune in 2 weeks to see a group of level 3s. You guys are still level 3, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a group of level 3s take on a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
We're gonna die!
And then tune us to see us roll new characters.
Join us on Friday for Mad Mage.
And tomorrow we have another session of Harper's Tale for
Yep.
Extra Life.
And don't forget to tune in next week when we start our solo days for Hyrule. That's gonna be fun. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.